Like a tomate, KeKe, Blakberry talk. Yeah, we up, no, we locked in. ATL, we run the game, check the top 10. Birds swinging, hawks fly, falcons run it back. Every play, every take, yeah, we speaking facts. City behind me, we never gon' fall off. Talking that smoke, got to play like a call off. Falcons in motion, they running that route. Austin transition, we running them out. Brains in the post, yeah, they swinging for real. If you ain't tapped in, then you miss a field. Blakberry got them tuned in on the daily. Everything real, we ain't talking fugazi. Numbers on live, check stats, it's amazing. We callin' plays like we work for the Navy. Blakberry talk, yeah, we up, no, we locked in. ATL, we run the game, check the top 10. Swinging, hawks fly, falcons run it back. Every play, every take, yeah, we speaking facts. Like, I've been on top of the wave. We talk sports like you part of the game. Know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta explain. I'm in the booth and I'm calling the plays. Never no bias, we talking about wins. Blakberry popping, they tuning again. Straight from the A, so you know what it is. If it's a tape, let me stand on it big. Falcons need rings, we know that it's coming. Hawks on the rise, you know how they grilling. Brains in the home, we popping the bottles. ATL up, yeah, we eating the column. Blakberry talk, yeah, we up, yo, we locked in. ATL, we run the game, check the top 10. Brave swinging, hawks fly, falcons running back. Every play, every take, yeah, we speaking facts.
Home team. What's happening, home team? This your boy Blakberry Lyrics coming to let you know about the summer giveaway that we're having with the home team with Blakberry. That's Blakberry, no C, just the K. If you want to be a part of this giveaway, have a chance to win some free stuff, you got to go to Instagram and subscribe to Blakberry Lyrics on Instagram and enter the raffle for your chance to win.
Star slip bought this out. Watch a tone Mercedes Benz lit. This the South is strong. Day Kings back to back like a boss 7. Try to run it, but the dog's too strong. Hard hitting bars like a Grady blitz. Every fact straight fire, every line gon' hit. ATL made me this city's my heart. Step up, talk sports or get torn apart. Home team. Home team. Fans got that child to the chip with a flex. Hawks in the cut, ice cold like a tag. A-Town legend, I debate with the best. Come weak with the takes, get laid to rest. Home team.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is. It's Tuesday morning. I'm your host of the show, Blakberry. That's Blakberry, no C, just hey. But we got the lawyer compadre. And compadre, waiting on that link. We about to drop the link.
Don't speak about the cell, what you tone. Mercedes Benz lit, this the Falcons throne. You gay games, back to bed like a boss. Sub bun, try to run it, but the dog's too strong. Hard hitting bars like a Grady blitz. Every fast straight fire, every line gon' hit. ATM made me, this city's my heart. Step up, talk sports, so you're torn apart. Whole team.
What? Home team. What's happening, home team? I'm your host of today's festivities, Blakberry Lyrics. That's Blakberry, no C, just the K. And we got a real good conversation to have today. Because your boy Blakberry, I've been stuck out here on the block since last night. We having load issues, and I just been surfing the net, and I just been surfing. That's what they still say, surfing the net, right? I want to make sure I'm not too far out of the loop. But I've been online, and I'm seeing a topic come up quite a bit about double standards in dating. Women wanting a man that's either making what they're making or better, and men not giving two fucks as long as you are a good woman, so to speak. Gonna talk about that. I think that's a really important conversation to have in today's society, especially in the urban community, considering all of the snow bunny hopping that's being frowned upon and dating out of your race conversations that's being talked about amongst the community. But as you all know, this is a home team channel. So we gonna talk about the ATL, and we gonna talk about what's going on with the Falcons. I'm the Kyle Pitts conversation, right? It continues to be an annoying little mosquito buzzing around. Do mosquitoes buzz? Whatever the fuck they do. It continues to be an annoying flying insect around your face every fucking day. Somebody want to get a 2 cents about Kyle Pitts. Somebody want to bring up something about Kyle Pitts. And let alone, here come your boy Blakberry again talking about Kyle Pitts. But this time, we're gonna make we're gonna take a page out of the Let's Be Clear segments, and we're going to I'm going to discuss why the Julio Jones and Kyle Pitts comparison is very inaccurate. The perceptions of the drafting of Kyle Pitts are very inaccurate, and why we need to put that shit to bed and put it to rest for good. And then we're going to open it up to the fans. We're going to talk about some current events that's going on in the NFL, such as the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is me picking up something that I talked about earlier this offseason when I've been seeing the red flags. I did a live on this a while back. I've been seeing not necessarily red flags, but I've been seeing the caution signals, uh, the little smoke signals, as light as they may have been, coming out of the Pittsburgh Steelers camp for a few years now, and it's looking like a lot of the desperation that's being angled towards the direction of the head coach position in Pittsburgh, i.e., Mike Tomlin, there just might be smoke. No, I'm sorry. I was going good there, then I fucked up. There just may be fire where there's smoke. We're going to open up to the fans. We're going to talk about all that good shit. And, of course, the Miami Dolphins adding, I ain't never seen this before, but adding a I don't know what to call it, an asset to the trade between the Miami Dolphins and Pittsburgh Steelers for Jalen Ramsey. Looks like Jonnu Smith is going to be included into that, and that's per my source, Big Will, the Georgia Reaper, who, if y'all want to know his source, you just go on his social media with Big Will and you see what his source is. But I know he's a good source because I know Big Will know his shit, and Big Will ain't gonna give me no bullshit. So, with that being said, first thing I do want to start off with is this. And we gonna drop the link. But before we drop the link, because I know, it's Fan Speak. We drops the motherfucking link on Fan Speak. But I'm okay. All right. So your boy Blakberry, right? All right. I'm 38 this year. This year, October, I'll be 38 years old. In my adult years, what I've come across more than anything when it came to dating. I've been with my wife for 13, going on 13 years. I've been with my wife for going on 13 years. We've been married going on 2 years. We've been married going on 2. But I've been with her for 13, going on 13. And and I know that's a in itself, that's a interesting conversation to have too. Trust me, I know. But in my adult life, in the dating scene, what I notice more than anything is the double standards in dating when it comes to what a man has and what a woman has. So we live in this world now. We live in this society now where the Me Too movement was a thing, and uh, women's rights activists have become, strong about certain subjects and topics, with women having equal rights in the work, in the workforce, and having equal opportunities as to a man would, and being able to do much of what men do in the workforce in society. It's a thing. And the industry, depending on the industry, it is very much, in my opinion, it is very possible for women to have similar jobs to men, same jobs as men, and to be just as productive as men in those roles. I don't know, roles like IT or something like that, like IT or database entry, executive positions, positions that don't require physical, hard manual labor. In my opinion, the jobs in the areas of god damn, it must be too hot right now. I can't fucking talk. It's hot in this motherfucker. I got the truck off because I don't want to burn fuel and I'm hot. But in the workforce, the manual labor jobs, most of those jobs, maybe like 90% of those jobs, most men are going to be more fit to do than a woman. Industries like, welding, for so to speak, and construction, and a lot of warehouse positions that require you to lift 30 pounds or heavier. You might lift up to however so many amount of pounds of weight. Whatever you can imagine a man being more suitable for than a woman. And listen, my opinions, I base my opinions off of facts that support my opinion. So KeKe Palmer, she was on a talk show, and she was talking about how, and I can't remember the talk show, but I watched some clips on it and watched her having that conversation. So if you want to just YouTube or Google KeKe Palmer talks about double standards in dating or something like that, or with couples. But here's KeKe Palmer, a very successful and well-off woman, a black woman to be more specific, and she's giving her opinion on why women hold these double standards on, if they're looking for somebody in the dating community, in the dating scene. Why does the man have to have equal or better finances than she does, when in reverse, in vice versa, if a man is looking for a woman to date,
in the dating scene, most men don't care about how much money she makes, or if she's equal to him or better than him or has more than him in the finance department. So, of course, it's a big thing in amongst women when you're talking about this, because most women want to have a man that has money or is at least capable of taking care of them with what they have. Uh, there ain't a whole lot of gray area if you're talking to 10 women, and I'm gonna say probably 8 out of those 10 are going to agree that whoever they're with. Now, I myself am a man of faith. I'm a man of God. I'm a God-fearing man. I believe in supporting and taking care of my wife. That's what I believe in doing. That's my wife. Then there's dating. There's a lot of misperceptions with dating and having standards that you want to uphold with who you date. In our society, and to be more specific, in our community, in the Black community, if you go back to your great grandma, your great great grandma and grandpas, and what they instilled as a culture of being a man and taking care of your wife, taking care of your household, being the head of the household. You know what I'm saying? A man goes where it say in the Bible, man don't go to work, man don't eat. It say that in the word. And in the Black community, it's instilled in us early that a man supports his wife. A man supports and takes care of the home. He is the breadwinner. And I'm gonna actually quote somebody on something they said about what a breadwinner really is, but I'm gonna do that in a minute. Let's get Big Will up in here. Big Will, partner.
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening, my guy? Hey, what going on with you, man? My damn audio done fucked up. Hold on. Why? Why does this happen? Why does this happen? Hold on, she still ain't right. Audio check. Audio. God, Big Will, you hit me? No shit, he gone. Just tell the boy gave me the thumbs up though. I need to know if he can hear me through this shit though. Hold on real quick. Let me play something real quick. I gotta do my own little test here. Make sure this shit in my ear. There it is. Alright. It's in my ear again. Alright. Alright, so Big Will came through, then he came, then he dipped out. He'll be back out soon. But KeKe Palmer was having this conversation, right? About the double standards. And in my fairest opinion, KeKe is saying that she doesn't think that women should be as concerned with whether or not a man makes as much money as they do or more when it comes to dating. And I didn't watch the whole interview. I just watched the clips and I pretty much got the gist of it. And but it's a conversation that I'm seeing being had a lot. And what's up with y'all, man? Yeah, I'm gonna get to the lawyer compadres in just a minute. But when we talk, if we was to talk to 10 women right now, and we would have asked them, when you're dating, does the man that dates you, that you choose to date, does he have to make equal to or more money than you? I believe 8 out of 10 of them are gonna say yes. Like I said, I haven't done an actual study on this, haven't looked up actual data on this, but based off of my life experiences, based off of what I've seen, based off what I've experienced myself, 8 out of 10 women are gonna tell you the man got to be making as much or more than them. And not only that, but he has to be willing to support them, meaning they expect not to have to pay for shit. They expect for the man to come home, pay for the roof over their head, put the food on the table, put the gas in their car, put the clothes on their back, etc., etc. That's what they expect the man to do faithfully, with no strings attached, right? Other than them being, or the woman being, I guess, an item to them. And an item, not item, for those of you out there like to nitpick. And I don't have an issue at all with a woman wanting to feel secured in the way of the purse and physically. I have no issue with that. I believe every woman should want to be secured, by purse and physically through her man. I believe in that 100%. What I do not believe is that when it comes to dating, that measure of having security and being physically secured and financially secured, I don't believe that should be measured by if a man makes equal to you or more than you. For many reasons. There's variables of reasons why that go into that. And similar to something KeKe was saying, with a man can work a 9 to 5, and you can be a inspiring entrepreneur making 6-7 figures a year. He could be a 9 to 5er making the salary of a school bus driver, and he can still be more secure than you, because maybe he's better at spending money. Maybe he's better at saving money. Maybe he's better at utilizing credit as a tool and not as a scapegoat. Maybe he's just better at handling what he makes compared to what you make. Me, myself, I'm an entrepreneur. I make over 6 figures a year as an owner operator. Do I bring it home? No. But the balancing of the checkbook, the balancing of the finances of the funds can easily be misinterpreted as me being well off because I make 6 figures a year. It's a lot goes into it. I have a lot of overhead, a lot of business expenses. I'm gonna bring Big Will in here. And when it comes to these business expenses and what I make, what I bring home is what I have to determine how I manage and support my household. A woman's, let's say a OnlyFans star, and I'm using OnlyFans because when we're talking about today's society, we gotta kind of put this in the realm of most of who's being interviewed in these podcasts and whatnot about the double standards of what a man make, what a woman make, and so forth. But if, let's say a OnlyFans star, let's say she can make north of 200,000, 300,000 a year. let's say she grosses that easily, right? Sound check. Y'all let me know we good. Y'all got me?
I got you. I got you over
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, I forgot to put that shit on do not disturb. So that's what happened with that. Then I'm having load issues, so I got to stay in contact with these folks. But let me see what y'all talking about down here in the chat, man. Let me see what y'all talking about down here in the chat, man. We got Georgia, Texas boy in the building. What's up with you, Georgia, Texas boy? He ready to talk that Falcon talk. I already know. I already know what Georgia, Texas boy ready to get out. Got Philip Crawford in the building. What's up with you, Philip Crawford? He said, what's good, fam? What's up with you, Philip? Got Jay Holland in the house, one of the usual suspects around here. What's up with you, Jay Holler? Got Prince KL89 in the building. He say home team. Home team. What going on with you, boy? What going on with you? Look, Jay Holler say, don't start this Kyle Pitt shit. Yeah, we talking about it today. We talking about it today. We got Prince KL89 in the house. What's up with you, Prince KL? Appreciate you for coming through. Got Bernard Cantrell in the building. What's up with you, Bernard? Got 3 Duddy in the building, one of the OGs in the game. What's up with your 3 Duddy? Well, we got Larry in the house. Another one of the loyal compadres and compadres, usual suspects up in the building. What's up with you? Rally 1090 up in here. What's up with you, Rally? Rally 1090. What's up with you? Y'all make sure y'all stick around for the link when I drop it now. I'm going to drop that link. Y'all make sure y'all stick around for it. I'm about to drop it in a minute, though. I'm about to drop it in a real quick minute. I want to finish something I was saying. Then I want to get Big Will take on it. Then we're going to drop the link, and we're going to talk Falcon. We're going to talk what we're talking about now. We're going to talk all that good shit. But
What I was talking about though was these double standards, and I think why I left off it was I don't agree with the measuring of in dating, the measuring of security being with a woman that a man makes equal to her or more than her, and that being the standard she has to keep when dating, looking for love or looking for whatever, companionship, whatever they're looking for. I don't agree with that being the measuring, mostly because it's men that work 9 to 5s that live paycheck to paycheck that are better at managing their finances, better at managing their households, better at making sure that they keep a household afloat, working a 9 to 5, being paycheck to paycheck. It's plenty of men out here that do that, that support whole families, that support whole families, wife, kids. I don't know how many, but I would assume if the average household is probably like 3, or like the average household probably like 4, man, woman, 2 children. I think that's the average household. There's a lot of men out here working 9 to 5s, not making 6 figures, barely making 5, barely making mid 5 figures, and they're good at supporting their households. They're good at providing security to their companion, to their partner. There's plenty of men out there that are capable of doing that. There's men out here that make buckets of money, making 6 and 7 figures, that don't know how to manage it. Don't know how to manage it. You got social media personalities that like guys like people like what's that dude, that Woody dude, like guys like that dude Woody. He claiming that he having money issues, but he was probably getting broke off for every one of them 20 versus ones he was doing. He was getting at least 5G for it. I would assume. Then you making appearances. You doing this, that, and the other, getting money, doing this, showing up here, showing up there, doing this interview, doing that interview. It becomes a that if see, a lot of the time women get caught up in the lifestyle, and when you're ignorant to how money works and you're ignorant to how asset protection works, when you're ignorant to those things, it's easy to look at a man, plain white t-shirt, plain got on some basic whitewash jeans, might be wearing a pair of Skechers or some shit, walking, wearing a regular baseball cap, no logo on it, plain as fuck, walking through Walmart. He's shopping in Walmart for groceries. He might go get in a 1999 Honda Civic. He might go home to a 2-bedroom apartment somewhere in Stone Mountain, Georgia, or Lithonia, Georgia. It's real easy for a man to look at a guy like that and be like, ain't no way I date somebody like that. He got to be able to take care of me. How you know? For all you know, he might be doing more than, he might be able to do more than support you. He might be the reason why you're able to grow in what you want to accomplish, because he's good at handling money, because he's good at knowing how to balance a checkbook. He'll be able to show you how to manage the money you make, so you don't, so that at the end of the week, your pockets don't look like his pockets when you make significantly more money than him. Only fan overhead, what, internet, cell phone, probably got some kind of streaming apps, some shit like that. You got to keep yourself looking good. Got to keep the makeup right. That costs money. Got to keep the hair done. Oh, I know that costs some shit. I know that costs some money. Got to keep the nail did. You go get the BBLs. Go get your touch-ups. The tummy tucks. This, that, and the other. That shit costs money. That shit costs money. Unnatural and artificial upkeep of the body is more expensive than going outside and running around the block a couple miles a day. It costs money. So essentially what most of these women are saying is, I need a man that can support what I do financially and give me the lifestyle I want also financially. He got to already be able to give me that before I date him. And see, for me, that's a no-no. Ain't no guy. Why? You know what? Let me, Big Will, what you got on that? What you got on this so far? You got something on that, Will?
Hey man, it's all about managing that money, bro. It's all about being able to manage that money, bro. Just because you make six figure don't mean you got significant funds to damn, what the hell I'm talking about. Just because you make six figure don't mean fuck it. Put it like this. You got nigga making six figure but live above they mean. You know what I'm saying? They live like they got their millionaires and you make the six figure, you buying shit that you ain't got money for. So you behind on shit because you're trying to live a certain lifestyle because you're trying to impress a certain woman. You feel what I'm saying? But it's plenty good looking women out there that don't care about that money shit. And I'm one of the
Right.
type that love to manage my bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of the type that love to manage my bread, dog. Make sure all the bill paid before I go out and splurge and shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm the type that like to leverage credit, use credit to my advantage and not to my default. You know what I'm saying? Use it as a weapon. But a lot of folks max out on their credit cards and shit and put themselves back farther behind debt instead of just using the credit like to a means to like take care of something you need right now while your funds don't come right now. You feel what I'm saying? Say like for instance,
Yeah.
I got something I
Absolutely.
want. I got something I want right now. But I know I ain't gonna have the funds until about 4 5 days. I use that credit card gonna get what the hell I want and replace that shit before that statement come out. You feel what I'm saying? Now you're leveraging your credit. So you got it's all about balancing your bread out, man. And I'm one of the type that like to get my shit taken care of and take care of the family. I don't care if the woman, the bread, one of dog. I'm paying the goddamn mortgage. Fuck that. I'm paying the mortgage. Because that's what you're here to take care of the family. I don't give a damn if a woman make more than me. I'm not one of those low self esteem man niggas. She can make more than me all day long, but I'm finna pay that mortgage. I'm paying that mortgage all day. You feel me? That's the
Yeah.
way it go.
What you got on this, Maggie? Because from a woman's
Boss
perspective,
lady. Uh
Yeah. Hope y'all my son ain't gonna be too much noise in the background. He in here chilling. But
nah, you good. Well,
hope you
here.
can hear me. Okay.
we got you.
So I kind of want to give my perspective of it because of course I'm a lady that, sees it from both sides of the coin. And the fact that I do date on the same side, if you will, you know what I mean.
Both sides. Both sides.
So I
She
have
both.
I have a
She
little
on both
insight
sides.
on
Yeah, she on both
my
sides of the aisle in the grocery store.
so I feel from my own experience, I'm just gonna start it off here. A lot of the mindset of women comes from, of course, my people, my family, my aunties, my mama, all the old school maidens and all that taught us a man's supposed to provide, a man's supposed to do this. You sit here and be pretty, you cook clean, you do the housework, that's enough. Now, a lot of these
Right.
women, a lot of these women got into that mindset because of that. But a lot of times, from what I've seen from experience, then they're not independent. They don't know how to bounce a checkbook. They don't know how to balance. So when that man leaves and takes all of that, you're sitting here crying, I don't know what to do. I don't have nowhere to go because you didn't pick up a book. You didn't teach yourself how to, make your money. And then you didn't decide, hey, he provides everything. I don't got to do nothing. What happens if he passes away? Did he do the paperwork and all that? So you'll be taken care of. Some of them don't do that. You just over here just being naive to what's going on. Life happens, finances changes, and sometimes you got to pick it up and help. I know some men are equipped to, yeah, I want to be the provider. I would do that. And that was being instilled in them. But me personally, watching my aunties and my mama and them, depend on people and be unhappy in their relationships and everything else. And then, of course, we got the real housewives of bullshit that, teaches these women you got to be
Yeah.
extravagant and look like Barbie dolls. Everybody at this point looks exactly the same with all this artificial crap that's put on. And then now you want,
Stereotypical
Hey,
shit.
in public announcement, y'all, we like ass and titty, but we don't like to be able to recognize that it's fake ass and titty. Come on, get something that match your body. If you're
yeah.
going to get it, if you're going to get something that match your body. Don't overdo the shit. Because that shit is
Hmm.
not a turn on, I promise you.
Yep. So, and I was just saying this is basically, hold on.
Uh-oh, we lost boss lady. But to speak on what you were saying, even if you have one, bro, like that's a housewife, you gotta teach her how to get her own. Even if you know your old lady gonna be there taking care of the family while you going off making your bread, you gotta teach her how to build her own business or something. You feel what I'm saying? So in case something do happen to you, you leave your family well off. You feel what I'm saying? You teach her how to finance that money. You can teach folks all day long, but they got to use what you teaching them. Cause I tried, you know what I'm saying? I tried to teach my wife how to use that goddamn checkbook, but she good at spending and don't want to goddamn think about what she goddamn spending. But that's the way that you got to teach them how to balance that shit. And some take the advice well, and some don't. You know what I mean? But you got to keep them prepared.
My bad, y'all. I forget the settings over here when you're on the other side, a little different. I'm like, what? The layout is crazy.
Right.
But I agree with you. But where I was going with it was they get into these realistic well, a lot of it's insecurity when it comes to these women that because they see what's on TV, they see what people claim to be after or based on television now. And I'm not a real man that's over there looking at stuff like that and saying, yep, I want that silicone stuff in my face. They care more about the natural thing and everything else. Some do though.
It's social media that be doing that to 'em.
Yeah,
Right.
social media that
That
does
fake
that.
life, the fake life they showing on there, not knowing that these folks struggling when they get off screen. Not knowing
Yes.
that these folks can buy this movie prop money and flex all day long on the screen
Oh,
like they got bread with the
absolutely.
movie prop money, but they be struggling like hell.
And that's what
They get
happens.
that
So, like you said, it's the upkeep of these bodies, the upkeep of this lifestyle. But it's like, do you understand? Once you get into that mindset, and of course, you alter your body, the men that you're gonna probably meet ain't gonna be your average Joes. I can tell you that. That's making 6, 7, 8 figures or whatever you call, what you want. And but at the same time, you also it comes with the territory of that. Those people that's making that kind of money, I'm sure they ain't finna treat you like the queen that you are. You're just another pawn in their garden because guess
right,
what? They got the money, so all the women and everything is flopping to them, and you over here crying because I alter my body to be noticed and known. And he's like, "No, you ain't the only one, sweetheart."
right. They alienate the hard working man. They got
Yes.
this fantasy in their head of this rich motherfucker. They're gonna take them out the hood. But guess what? This rich motherfucker got option. And you ain't and a broke one who ain't got no goddamn mindset of business ain't the option.
I
Think
mean, you
about it
can
like
build
this.
up to make those figures if you guys, me personally, and that's why I was going with my story. I've seen too much of my mama and them dependent on people where I was like, I can't do that. I've been independent, even in my own fucking marriage. When I divorced, it was because of that, because I had, you're complacent, you're doing nothing. I have to make my way. I have to make my, business. I got to increase my, stuff, because at the end of the day, my kids depend on me. And if I sat there in that mindset that, oh, I need somebody to take care of me, I will be further, not far as I've been. I bought my house. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing things that a lot of my mamas and aunties couldn't do on their own at this point. And I'm teaching my children how to make their money. I got mostly girls. So it's like we got to get out of that mindset that a man got to take care of us, and take care of your own self. Learn how to manage your money, get your life insurances, get your kids in order, do that. But the problem is they took out economics and things like that out of schools too, to teach you how to do that type of stuff.
Right.
Well, do you
And the
do you
thing
think
is,
that?
thing I got to think,
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
thing I got to think though is the world got folks so messed up. It puts like a woman don't need
Uh-oh.
That,
Go ahead,
that string
Blackberry.
y'all go on that boot. That string y'all go on that
It's
foot.
it's weird, but we know how we roll the punches.
There you go. They go Will.
Yeah, what I was
Finish your
saying is
thought.
like the world. I mean, the world got us so fucked up. Like they fuck up households so bad. Like it pushed that the woman don't need the man in the household, but they do need the man in the household. What the thing is, they need him, but they don't need for that man just to be supporting them on everything. They need them to be help build them. You know what I'm saying? Help
Mm-hmm.
teach them how to make their own type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you need that man in the household, but the world got you figuring like, hey, you don't need that man. You can do everything on your own. No, the household is stronger with the two-parent household. You need that in there, but you don't need to depend on that. So, like for instance, if
Correct.
I'm the breadwinner right now, I'm making all the bread, and God forbid I break my back or something, I can't go out there and get it. If I ain't teach her how to go make that money, how the hell we gonna keep that sustainability going? You
And you
can be
got
the bread.
me. You can got me on the other hand, the independent, more out that gets alpha. So I've dated and married into some people that it just is okay with that woman being that breadwinner and settling for that. Like I had to come out of pocket for a lot of things, and I was like, hold on, who is the man here now? What's going
Right,
on?
right. See, using a goddamn a weak relationship. That's weak. Ain't no way I'm having you. If I'm here with you, ain't no way I'm having you doing everything and I'm able to do something. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no way. That's not the way it's supposed to work. But you was taught how to handle your own business. I don't know where you learned it from. You might not learn it from your aunties. You learned it from
Myself,
somewhere. You learned. You probably
seeing
did the
them.
research right. You seeing them fuck up like I ain't gonna do like them. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. We're weakened in the household nowadays, and we're so in this matrix type world. The matrix is this phone you keep in your hand. That's the damn matrix. Have you thinking everything peaches and cream over here? You see somebody take a trip, um, a cruise or whatever overseas or something, and see them out there like they balling this shit with this fake money, prop money that they be on, and come back and got bills up their ass. That's what you think you need to do, but you don't think like white folks put their vacations and shit on credit card. Y'all don't know that though. Y'all see these folks go on trips and shit, be like, oh shit, they got bread. No, they got credit. They put shit on credit card so they can pay their credit card later. Come on, man. Y'all got to be smart on how y'all do this. Y'all got to learn how to leverage credit to your advantage. A lot of these folks using other people' money to enjoy themselves and they paying back later. But
Yeah.
they don't
So
teach this stuff in school. So
the
we're dumb to this shit.
the thing is with when it comes, this is when it comes to what a lot of women expect for a man to have before they will date him. It comes from that misunderstanding, like y'all explaining. It comes from that misunderstanding of how security really works when it comes to finances. That's where it comes from. And something like George Texas said right here, he said society wants you to be dependent on the internet instead of real human interaction. That's why the narrative of no family is growing. And that's a part
Facts,
of it.
facts.
That is a big part of it. And it also, the extension of that is the building of credit among society. It used to be a time where your credit was based on your word. If you in the local places, in local farmers markets and places like that, local grocery stores, the locals could go and they could have a tab with the local grocery store. Like, hey, I come back and pay this when I get paid, because they knew that based off of how you get paid is based off of how you gonna be able to pay for what you got. Because in
Yeah,
these small towns, that's how it works. It's as close to a bartering system as it gets
yeah.
when it
Word
comes
was
to
bud back
these
then.
local towns. The word was bond, and also it was easier to start a big. Like these days, we think it's easier to start a business, which it is. It's easier to start a business, but it's not as easy to make
To
a
maintain it.
business maintain a business today as it
Hmm.
was back in the day, because of the way credit is being pushed in society. It's no longer about how much you make unless you're well off. Now it's about, well, how good is your credit? Let's look at your credit. And if you're somebody that don't use credit a lot, that's just as bad. They want you to use credit. They want you to go get cars, go get multiple cars, go get multiple credit cards. You know, go swipe to go to on a trip to damn Medellin. Go swipe to go on a trip to Cancun. Go swipe to go on a trip to Asia. They want you to swipe them cards, and they want you to max them cards out, and they want you to go get another one. That's what society wants you to do, because it and we ain't gonna go too deep into this, but when they when this country when they saw, and they is the government and the powers that be within the government and the out and with outside and outside of it as well, when they saw that minorities like the blacks, the black people within the country, we know how to go get money. You can't tell us that things are off limit to us, because we just gonna tell, well, if you telling me I can buy it, I'm just gonna go make the money I need to make to be able to buy it, because we're resourceful. We're resourceful, forward-thinking people. That's why most of this country was built off of our backs, not
And
just because our man were lazy.
let's recognize that we are not the minority. Y'all get that shit out y'all head. We're not the minority. You can go everywhere on this planet and see a motherfucking black person. We're not the
Well,
minority. They
in
got
this
us
country,
confused on that shit.
well, see, when it comes to an established currency, the dollar was established here. The dollar was supposed to be world revealed. The world is going to want to come make these dollars, because they'll be able to turn it into fortune in their own countries, which brings more value to the American dollar, to the dollar. So we understand it now that in 2025, that that in itself was a pump fake. That in itself was a pump fake. It always has been, because currency of the land is man-made. Real currency, real value is gold, silver, magnesium. These are things, these are the real values of the world,
Yeah, the
right?
minerals. The
The,
minerals, right.
the minerals. So
Hmm.
like I say, I told y'all, I get to the root of shit. When man decided that they were going, okay, silver and gold easily can be managed because it's gonna always come back somewhere in the world. We just gotta find it. We need something that's more accessible, that people think is just as valuable, that people think they need. So here come these paper, them dollar bills. Or in other countries, it's called other stuff. So when when I bring it back around full circle, when I think about what women expect for men to have, it's with a lack of understanding of how security and finances work. If if I got an uncle who's a trash pickup man, he worked for the county, he pick up trash. My uncle don't look like he got a extravagant life, but he got his own car. He got paid for vehicles in the driveway, got the notes to him, got the deed to his house, he take care of his wife and kids. He got a good retirement plan, gonna get Social Security, gonna get pension, all that good shit. But somewhere else, he's done something like maybe he put some other stuff away, like gold. Maybe he got gold he been putting away here and there over the years. When I was growing up, we used to take the gold dollars and we used to fill up containers with the gold dollars and go take them to the bank. Once the container was filled up with gold dollars, we did the same thing with half dollars because they were silver. It when it when you have an understanding of what real security is, even the smallest amounts of wisdom when it comes to protecting assets, saving money. If women out here in these younger generations, even some of these older, I didn't heard it too much from older women, but I done heard it before come from older women. But a lot of these generations now that are just now getting into adulthood or probably ain't been in adulthood that long, they're not having a grasp or understanding of what security is with finances. And they think because they see a man make this amount of money, then that means he can take care of you. Well, you don't know how cavalier he is with them finances. He might be the type of guy to go rent a goddamn he might go rent a damn Hellcat every 2 weeks just so he can stun in the city. That's a waste of money. He might take that money and go to the strip club with it every 2-3 times out the month. That's a waste of money. You don't get no return on that. If that ain't no investment, ain't no
And a
return on
lot of
that.
time that can be just, oh, I just got this little bread. I'm finna just flash it and then that's it. So you
Exactly.
just see it when that money come in, he made a gig somewhere and it's like, oh, okay, I'm finna go to the strip club and throw it. And I'm gonna say this, Blackberry, what it comes down to also, now I have 3 girls that are kind of following behind the same footsteps. Of course, they are blessed to have great aunties, uncles, people in their life that will, including myself, one thing I do instill in them is independence and learning about saving. And they're doing that now, well, at least my oldest until my other one starts working. Um, Saving and not, having a budget. Like my oldest, now she has a budget that she has to work around. She started to understand how the dollar moves, how credit works, because she's applying to things. She's like, Mom, I don't have enough credit. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so she's understanding these things, but she comes to me and asks these questions. I would like to, eventually she wants to move out on her own. And I even told her, I said, well, with that, I would rather you finish your education, which she'll be in Georgia State. Um, Stack your bread because I would like for you to at least have 3 times that before you move. I don't want you getting out there with your first job and then like I made the mistake to do because of course I was pregnant with her at the age of 19. I jumped out there because I was like, well, I'm pregnant now. I can't stay with my mama. Jumped on the first job smoking, ended up having to go back home to mama, because I lost that job, you know. So teaching them is like, look, Don't depend on just a job. You got to also have savings, something that's going to back you up in the end of this when things, because this economy is crazy. Cost of living is going up. So you should be able to have your emergency fund stacked and stacked and stacked. And that's what I'm teaching my girls. So it comes down to this generation, teaching the next generation how to, finance and things like that. It
Right.
comes down to us. Hmm.
Then they had us confused on the savings situation because they don't give you nothing when you put money in the savings account. You get like 1%. You get 1% on interest. They didn't tell you about stocks and bonds. If we knew about stocks and bonds and how that money generates when you have stocks and bonds, then we would have been better off. But once again, they don't put these things in the schools, and it
Hmm.
it have us way behind the eight ball. You feel what I'm saying? They have us behind the eight ball.
Yep.
But
What's
see,
up
Big
with you,
Will,
Georgia Texas
see,
boy?
what happening? What happening?
What's
What
going
happened?
on?
Cooling it, driving.
Yeah, the link dropped in the chat. Y'all hit that link. Y'all come on in. We gonna do the last hour. We gonna do
But like, but
fans.
see, like,
We gonna let the fans
just
talk.
like what Big Will was saying, but see, that go back to history because at one point, us as black people, we was learning that when we had Black Wall Street and everything, but then they wanted to integrate everything. But like the conversation y'all was having earlier, it was like with the whole family thing. You like from my from the way I look at it, don't nobody want to live like Big Mama and Papa no more. Like those days,
That's a fact. That's a fact.
don't nobody want to like. It's hard to find somebody to build with. Like it's like a lot of people want instant gratification. They don't want to put
Hmm.
no work in to build no more.
And that was
But
my problem. I was married to somebody that didn't want to build, and it's like, well, what are you here for? Then it's like, and then I'm the person that will encourage you, give you tips. Hey, let's do this together. We was gonna do a food truck and everything. I'm trying to and get you to see a
We
different
can't
light
hear
out
you,
of side of you
boss lady.
fussing and fighting about your, what's up. You said something.
what you say, Will?
Now I say, oh, she cut out. I can't hear.
Yeah, we heard everything she was saying. That was
That
you.
might be you.
That was me. Oh
Yeah.
man.
And then it's like don't do it nobody no more.
Um.
It's all about what can you do for me? What can I get out of you?
Yep.
And I
Right.
feel
And
like
I'm the opposite of that. It's like it's not what can you do for me. It's like what can you do for yourself, and then we put that together. Let's get out of your. I want to complain about this job, but you're complacent. Well, it's paying the bills. Apparently, it's not paying enough because you upset. Your mental is do something different, change it.
Well, don't get me wrong. I do believe that you do have to have something that you bring to the table in these relationships.
Of
Whether if
course.
it's money or whether if it's having some knowledge on something or whether it's just being somebody that's gonna hold down the fort while I go to work. You got to be at least be and holding down the fort is just depending on what do you consider holding down the fort? Cleaning the house,
But
making sure the house
yeah, I'm
clean,
about to say,
ma-
Lord, you can cook.
maintaining the house, cooking, raising the
but like
kids, but
but you
also knowing how to be that medium I need and that support I need to help me grow in what I'm doing too. That's why it's important to understand your 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 companions, your significant other. It's important to know what they want out of life before y'all make that step with one another.
but the that because folks don't want to be friends no more, Blackberry. You gotta be friends with somebody before you say we're gonna be together.
Boy, big facts.
Oh yeah.
Unless you
No,
go into it
my
knowing
change
it's a
here, bro.
business relationship, unless you go into it
Hey,
knowing
not in
that.
Because
my
But
people
yeah,
people go into
generation,
facts.
these
bro.
You got to be
relationships
friends.
already got their agendas though, and that's the thing. They're no longer want to be friends.
Right.
They see what they can get out of this person and use them up till they can't.
Yep, that's what they
Cause
do.
in
And
my
you gotta
generation,
live. You gotta
boy,
live with
you
somebody
ain't
before you
tripping,
marry
they
them.
ain't studying.
You gotta live with somebody before you marry, because they're a totally different person when y'all stay together.
What'd you say,
It's
Larry?
easy to go.
I said, she ain't lying, cause in my generation, right, like, man, bro, all they coming with is a objective to get something out you and get on to the next person. That's all they on. Cause I'm the youngest one on here right now, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not. It ain't they fault. It's because we live in this world. We live in this society where you got you got easy access to look to see how the higher ups live. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You got that easy access to know this is what it looked like on the other side of the fence without knowing what it takes to get there. See, if they tell you that it's as easy as starting you an OnlyFans profile and letting somebody look at your feet for a low price of $2.99 a viewing, and you think that you good enough at mouth to know, well, if 100 people look at my feet for $2.99, I done made some decent money.
Hey, make sure you say that only that's only women that gonna get that. What?
But see,
Ain't no.
but
Hell,
like,
you
but
know,
that's the whole thing. Think about
hey,
it. Back in the day, it used to be love, then money. Now it's money and maybe love.
Hey man, I just was told from my
except for the
significant other, I
arranged
owe her life.
marriage.
She told me I gotta give her everything in life or we can't even be together no more. That's what the mother of my child been telling me. Man.
I guess we can't be together, man.
You feel me? Like what? Cause we had a baby. I was told I have to give her everything in life. Like everything I got going on gotta be control. Like what the fuck? That's confusing.
And that's the thing too, man. No, and listen, I ain't throwing no shots at nobody when I say this. But when we lay down with these gals, same thing with these gals. When they lay down with these dudes, know who you know who you finna let one off in before
Real
you
talk.
do it.
Yeah,
Know who no
I don't got no
you
sympathy for these niggas going raw dog and these crazy women. I ain't got no sympathy for it.
hey, cause we all been out there on that damn out there on the single scene, in the dating scene. So
Yeah.
especially most of the men, we put that we put that bachelor emblem on fast. Cause we know, hey, if I'm a bachelor, I'm single. That means I'm in the streets. I'm a hoe
With a
till I ain't a hoe
with
no
a
more.
family pack of raincoats. I'm out there with a family pack of raincoats. I'm not. It's too much. It's too much out here, bro. It's too much
Yeah,
out here that you can catch for you to sit out here and take that
But
risk every time you gamble.
see,
Every
but you
time
gotta
you
think
get
about
into
it.
something.
That right there come from the internet. Think about it. You only knew the folks in your city. You was not able to see what was going on in Chicago, Houston, Miami. But now with the internet, you know what? I don't want nobody in my city. I'm gonna go try to grab somebody from Houston. And you
Eh,
from a small country ass town. That lady from Houston finna work your ass and take you for everything that you got.
yeah. When we got that easy access to see what it's like on the other side, all, it's just it's natural human instinct to start thinking, well, damn, I sure would like to have that. This plain Jane gal I got over here with no ass, no titties, looking like plain Jane. Shit, I wish she sure did look like that old girl from Houston right there. Ooh, that good. It's more of them walk around Houston. Let me get to Houston
And,
and
and,
see
and she can't
women.
clean. She can't cook. She can't hold down no house. None.
right.
Don't
She
If you
have
can't
None.
no
stay in
deal with you.
don't
Georgia,
You gonna
have no
pay for that.
desire
You
to.
gonna pay for
or
that
you
silicone.
you gonna pay for
Right.
that. And if you born and raised in Georgia, you got the best of everything right here. So you shouldn't be surprised when you go nowhere else. Cause we got everything you want right here in Georgia. Whatever type you want, whatever uh ethnic group, female, whatever you want. We everything down here in Georgia. So you shouldn't be surprised when you go to another state and see something they got going on. It's just
But
important. They live in this false world, dog, with this internet, and they got you thinking that you can go out here and hit everything wrong. And you know what I'm saying? These women really with you. And some of them come out here looking for a paycheck. Some of these women look for a paycheck. Let me get this nigga baby. I'm gonna get paid for 18 years. 18 years, I got a paycheck. I ain't got to do nothing.
but I'm
So
gonna
y'all
tell
got
you
to be
something. I'm gonna
smart.
start doing. Something I'm gonna start doing. I just added. coach to the chat, to the panel. What's up with you, coach?
Hey, guess what? I got about 4 minutes. I'm on break right now. Anyway,
All right, go ahead, coach.
you
Go
guys
ahead.
talking about in relationship, man. It's more than what you guys are saying because I've been 35 years, man. Same woman, 35 years. But the part is the problem a lot of people have now. They move in together. I moved in 2 days before I got married. Right. I had to build my relationship with my wife. A lot of you guys, some of these people just build a relationship without being married. So when you build together, starting from the beginning, it's easier to get through problems because you have problems when you get married. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot
Boy,
of
you better
problems with a lot of
say
people.
that, boy.
That's a problem with a lot of people right there. They start as friends and living together, boyfriend, girlfriend, or what do you want to call it, common law, what do you want to call it. But I think when you build together from day one, and I ain't gonna say everybody don't need to be married. That's true. But I think you need to be more of a friend instead of that lover type thing. A lot of people like lovers before they're friends.
But
It's
coach, the
lust.
problem is the problem is, coach, is a lot of these young guys, like the young gals, they're saying, "Oh, I already make 6 figures, so I need my man to make 6 figures or more." When they get into these relationships with these, say they come across these guys that's making 6 figures or more, like they are. See, because they feel like they got all this, uh, uh,
Power.
power, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they feel like they got all this power, they want to dictate and determine this is how you be with me right now.
See,
So
that's
they
the
say,
problem.
when we gonna move in together? When we gonna do this? When we gonna do that? Like, do you think that got a lot to do with why a lot of the old upbringings of, wait it out before you move in, wait it out before you start getting physical? Like, do you think because of that power that's being thrown around now due
Hmm.
to finances got a lot to do with those old ways kind of being kind of like ancient now?
I think a lot of it has to do with not having that mom and dad in the house.
Mm.
True. I definitely can agree to that.
Because a lot of these guys come from single parent home. Most of them, their mom raised them, and the mom were, the mom was probably strict on them, the boys more than on the girls sometimes. And those boys, they need to be the man and what's called. They need to be controlling everything. And that's my thing. I think most men who come from single household want to be in control because they've never been in control because the mom's always controlled them.
And I can
And
agree with that. But I'm
control
asking that
not the
coach is
same
also
as
the
being a
mamas
leader.
raising these daughters too. They have daughters. It's like, no, so yeah, the men has to control it. They take the narrative of everything and
Mm-hmm.
this is what you do.
But anyway, guys, I gotta go back to
Control
work.
not the same as being.
Talk
All
to you
right,
later.
Cole. Appreciate you coming
Peace,
through,
y'all.
man. And control is not the same as being a leader in your household. I just had to have it. I just had this conversation with my mama of all people because I'm I'm stressing the man, the husband being the leader of the household. She's responding to that and changing the word leadership to control. You want to be controlling. You misogynistic. You want to be a control. You want to be controlling. You want to control. I'm like, no, I said be the leader. It's not the same thing. Leading and controlling is not the same thing. Do
Exactly.
y'all agree with that?
Right.
Exactly.
Because
And
I,
then,
I want my
my
woman to
thing
have a
is, you got to remember, the husband is the leader of the family. The wife is the leader of the household. That's where
right.
folks get it wrong.
The original way it was set up. Women are made to nurture. Men are made to protect. That's the way it is. Women nurture, men protect. That's the way it go, bro. It don't mean I want a dumbass wife and now just saying yes to everything I say. No, I want you to have your own mind. You know what I'm saying? I want you to tell me if you feel I'm fucking up. Tell me. Let me know what's going on. You know what I mean? I like having conversation. I don't want no yes, ma'am type goddamn female. I want you to be able to tell me, be able to
Yeah,
speak freely to me. You see what
because
I'm saying?
a part of being a leader is knowing when to take advice, knowing when to take direction from
Criticism and
sometimes
all
and
that. Right,
criticism. Like
right.
if I tell my wife, me and my wife, we try and decide on a purchase, and we know it's a major purchase, gonna take a big chunk out of our savings, but we know we need this, but we got to be smart about it.
If I done had all these plans mapped out, I done had it bulletin up, I done show her this, that, and the other, and she come to me one day just like, you know why we can't decide on this? Why we can't make a decision on this? Because you think about it too hard. Just choose the one that you think is best, and let's get it, and let's save the money back up. And then I got to stop and think to myself, you know what? I have been thinking about this shit too goddamn hard. Let's go get it. This the one we want, let's go get it. And let's be disciplined about saving that money back up. So a lot of time being a leader is in retrospect is who you leading knows that their input matters when it's time for them to give it, and that you'll consider it and take it if you decide to, but you're not gonna hold it to them to, well, you don't get to make a say on this. You don't get to say what's gonna happen on this. Because I think when the young guys say, well, this man got to make this and he got to make that, when they say these things, when they have these standards, mute yourself, Jay.
My
Jay,
bad.
you good? When the women had these standards that they want to uphold, not really thinking them out, because you couldn't have possibly really thought out these standards that you done put in place. You couldn't have, because if you had, you would know from experience, from living, or at least from doing some research, that most of the men that you saying that you want, they ain't looking for no woman that has what you have and live how you live.
That's
If
what
you
I
were
mean.
if you were entrepreneur, if you a lady out here making your own money, you out here in that whole thing with making your own money, nobody makes their own money. Let's put that damn shit to sleep. Somebody paying you so you don't make your own money. So, but this the thing. When you're an entrepreneur, you go out there and you work for yourself. You don't work for you work for other people too, but y'all know what I'm saying. If
I get what you're
if
saying. I get what you're saying,
Yeah,
bro.
if you out here and you're an entrepreneur and you
you
doing it like
control
that,
when you want to go to work, right?
you control when you want to work, you control your schedule, how much you make, how much you don't, or how much you don't make, you control all that, right? Think about how busy you are, your day to day, especially if you one of these single ladies out here with your own business and got kids and got
Me,
custody of the kids. Think
me.
think about how busy you are.
I'm
With
tired.
you listen, most men that are as busy as you don't want a woman that's as busy as them.
Yep.
They don't
Exactly.
want that.
I,
They want a woman that's gonna come. Yeah, you know, y'all know. What you
I'm
got
gonna
on,
keep it
Jay?
real. I'm gonna keep it real for real. Like that's what the problem was when I was out there doing my hustle and bustle of, outside of my regular 9 to 5. It became these are my groupies. You're spending too much time doing these things.
See, it works
It's
vice
like,
versa. See,
so it's like you're not at home enough, and it's like, well, you could come along with me for one thing. Well, I'm just not social. But I'm asking you to be a part of what I want. I'm building. We can do this together, and it just was a complaints after complaints. It's like, yeah, you entertain that. Didn't support nothing I did. So it's like, okay, I really just, there's no point of us being together if me and you aren't coming together on the same thing as far as building and growing. You
Right.
down here, I'm up here. It's hard.
That's
Hard
hard to
to find
deal with
somebody.
if you got to come home and deal with the complaining shit too. That's
Yeah.
because you dealing with all the bullshit in the outside world. You don't want to come home and deal with that same shit from somebody who you come there for comfort. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're doing the same thing the outside world do, I need to goddamn change this shit right here. I need to change this
That
environment
way I can
because this
stay
supposed to
home a
be
little
my
longer.
comfort, right?
yeah.
Shit.
Hey, y'all. I think I want to pick that conversation back up on Friday when we
You
do.
got me inspired to go ahead and get my little
Let me
podcast
click.
going. It's supposed to be coming out in July, but I want to talk now.
What podcast you talking about?
We
What
gonna hit
Well,
podcast
you
you talking about?
I'm
that with
relaunching Champagne, but it's going to be a new name. But Champagne is coming back in July.
It's gonna be a what?
It's gonna be a new name, but champagne is coming back in July. Champagne
I was just
Confession.
about to say that's what your champagne confession for right now. Ain't
Yeah, so y'all can come on over and keep this dialogue going.
it?
Y'all, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned with Maggie T bringing back her a different version of Champagne Confession.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Cause we sit here an hour and 20 minutes talking about relationships. Huh? That's
yeah,
something.
yeah,
These the
that
type
why I
of
got to change up the
conversations we
time.
need, man. It's like these are here the type of conversation that's gonna help us grow, bro. Like,
Everybody ain't strong enough to have
Yeah.
these
That's a
conversations,
fact.
though.
It's
That's
neat.
no,
That's why
that's the thing.
man.
champagne it did.
Some
That's
folks
why
don't want to have
champagne
these
grew the
conversations.
way it did. Because people came over there and was like, "Man, I want to have these conversations, but we don't get a chance to do this." So it's an outside football sports talk that a lot of people kind of crave for. So that's why I wanted to do champagne confessions because it's men that want to have these real conversations
And
without
we all keep
without a biased ear too. I'm one of those
Right.
women that don't sit here and oh yeah, men got to do this and no, I've lived it, seen it, and see how on both sides how it affects everybody with that type of mindset. So I just think differently.
Yeah, but these days you got to put a disclaimer when you start talking about heavy shit. If y'all gonna be having hurt feelings and everything, y'all might want to leave now. That's what you gotta start telling
Uh
motherfuckers.
huh.
Cause
Yep,
this shit
that's
finna
right.
get deep. This shit finna
It,
get deep.
because it, like Judge Text Boy said, these are conversations that's gonna help grow. Yeah, communication has always been the missing link in society, in people understanding one another. Women understanding men, men understanding women, whites understanding blacks, blacks understanding whites, etc.
Communication, folks fail to realize communication is the key to a
It's the
healthy
key.
relationship. To a
the
healthy
Exactly.
major
relationship. I
key,
don't care
Eh,
what kind of
the
relationship,
major key.
whatever side of the fence you like to swing on. I ain't gonna judge you, whatever. I can't got that. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta talk
Relationships,
about everything, and if you don't like
communication
talking about it,
is the key. Communication. Period.
but
Absolutely.
If I don't know what's
with that
going on
being
with you,
said,
I don't know what to change. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't telling me what's up, I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong. You got to talk. We got to talk.
with that being said,
Communication.
though, with that being said, and I'm gonna leave this little nugget before we go into this Falcon
Sports.
conversation. I'm gonna
Sports.
leave this little nugget. Okay, y'all think on this until Friday when we come back for Let's Be Clear. There's a reason why it's different languages spoken in the world. It's a reason why you ain't. It's a reason why you don't understand what somebody else speak in a different nation. It's a reason for that. But we gonna talk about that more on Let's Be Clear on Friday. What I want to talk about right now. What I want to talk about right now. Cow pit. Okay. All right. So y'all know uh yeah, Maggie, she got the ghost. Appreciate Maggie come through. The link in the chat. Y'all tap the link. We talking Falcon. We got some Falcon
Tap
talk,
that
y'all.
link. Hey, I'll go, talk about them Hawks real quick. Goddamn. What?
You want to talk about the Hawks?
Talk about them Hawks.
You
They
know
did
what?
some shit. They did some
Uh,
shit.
you know
My
what?
bad. This your show. My bad. Run how you run, my boy. My bad. My bad.
You know what? I we gonna hold. You know what? I want to do it too, but we gonna hold off on the Hawks to the very end because
All right, I can go with that.
I think
Let me slow
they've
down
been
a little
waiting.
bit. Slow down.
Yeah, they've been waiting on some Falcon talk here for an hour and 23 minutes. So we gonna give them some Falcon talk. Why did this?
All right. Bet.
Why does Kyle Pitts continue to be a topic of discussion off the field with a lot of the fan base and a lot of the content creators?
because
I
he was
think
a number 4 overall pick. That's it.
There you go.
That's
That's
he
the
it.
key
he was
to
the
But
number
but
it.
but
There
four
but
you
I'm
go.
overall
not
pick.
taking
Okay,
now. Don't get me wrong. I like Kyle Pitts, but in this offense, a 3 wide receiver scheme offense, I'm cool with Charlie Warner and Joshua Simon if we trade Kyle Pitts. Now, if we keep Kyle Pitts, that's just more icing on the cake. I see Ray getting less touches this year with Michael Penix Jr.
I agree with that, but I want to go back a little bit. I want to go back a lot because I keep hearing the Kyle Pitts, Julio Jones comparisons, and I'm not talking about the comparisons as far as the type of athletes they are or what they do, what they can do on the field. I'm talking about the comparisons to their positioning on the team. Because for some reason, a narrative was drawn a long time ago. I don't know about who, I can't go back to the source of it, but a narrative was drawn that Kyle Pitts was meant to be the replacement for Julio Jones. Does anybody on the panel agree with that?
Well, with
No,
that Blackberry, I agree. So when they
I
drafted
agree.
him, he was a replacement for like superstar, not position wise. The next star we supposed to have, that's where they looked at him. The reason why we got him at number 4 overall. We thought we needed that star because we knew Julio was gone. So
no,
we brought him
remember,
in.
we ain't know Julio was leaving after the draft.
Yeah,
No, no,
Julio gone
no.
afterwards.
We knew he was gonna get gone before the draft. That's the reason why they went up and got Kyle Pitts.
But how? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Will. And this ain't to put you on the spot, or nothing, but how do you know that? How do you know that they knew they was gonna part from Julio
We
before the
forget about
draft?
all the conversation that were going on, all the conversation that were going on beforehand. When Julio didn't want to talk to the coach and then like that. When the show, matter of fact, when the Shannon Sharp show was before the draft. When he put him out, that was before the draft.
No,
Before we went and
no, it
got
wasn't. It
Kyle
was
Pitts.
after. It was after.
That was in May, Big Will.
That was in
That
May.
was after the draft. We already had Kyle Pitts.
It
But
was May
y'all remember
21st.
what? Y'all remember rumors were coming out that Julio was not talking to the coaches or nothing, bro. When Arthur Smith first got hired, he didn't like the fact that they fired Dan Quinn. It was rumors out there. We got to go back and remember. We got to go remember that the dude that was he already shown he wasn't gonna be goddamn cooperative with this coaching staff. Because you remember when Arthur Smith came in, he said everybody got to work. And Dan Quinn spoiled this man to having days off, so he felt entitled. He didn't
So
want to. He didn't feel like he had to work. He didn't feel like he had to work. He proved
when
himself enough that he didn't have to work,
when
and
did he
that's
get
why
that
they
new
knew they had.
contract?
Right.
So what? The,
And that's
It
what it
wasn't
was.
about the. I thought that shit was about the
Julio,
contract.
Julio
right,
Jones didn't want
right.
to start over. That was the whole thing. He didn't want to start over. We think about it. We was going from a 22 personnel offense to a 2 tight end offense. We were switching
When nothing
everything.
gonna change with him, Jordan Texas boy. He the number one receiver. Don't nothing change. I don't care what scheme you change. Don't nothing change with that number one receiver. You gonna get that. You gonna be the
Right,
first thought.
right.
You gonna be the
But Big
first
Will,
thought.
remember, Julio Jones is already mad about the Dan Quinn shit. So he wasn't even trying to listen to what Arthur Smith was
That
saying.
that's the point right there, Jordan Texas boy. He was mad about Arthur, your boy Dan Quinn getting fired. He didn't want shit to do with Arthur Smith.
Because
That's what
think about
made
it.
them.
Think about that
Yeah.
2020 season. We were set. We had Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, and I want to say Mike Davis before we traded Julio.
No, I think we still had was Rusty Gage still on the team?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because
And
remember,
Zakiya?
Kyle Pitts was to replace Austin Hooper.
I
Austin
thought we
Hooper had
had
left.
Hayden Hurst then.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, no. See, yes. Okay, boom. That's what it was. We had picked up Hayden Hurst in 2019, but signed Pitts in 2020.
All right. So
Right. Yeah. Y'all forget. That's the point. Y'all forget about we had Hayden Hurst.
okay. So wait a
Y'all
minute.
we had Hayden
Wait a minute.
Hurst.
Think about this. Consider this, y'all. Consider this. Not trying to change nobody's minds, but consider this. You can count on your hand the amount of receivers that spent more than 11 years with the team they was drafted to. Do y'all know that?
That's it.
There's Michael Irvin, there's Larry Fitzgerald, Jerry Rice, and some dude played for the Patriots for a long time, but he was more of a special teams guy. Uh, I can't think of his name, Michael Slayton or some shit like that. But I got it saved on here, but I can't go off this damn. If I go off the page on this app, it's gonna fuck up. But you can count on your hands out of what 60 some years of the NFL. You can count on your hands the amount of receivers spent more than 11 seasons with their drafted football team.
Well, 11 years is a big number, though, Blackberry. That's unicorn numbers, dog.
No,
Everybody
no,
ain't playing 11 season though.
wait a minute. Wait a minute though. Julio was going into his 11th season in 2021. He was going into that 11th season. And when I go back and I go down the list of number one receivers with franchises over the years, what I come across is between that 8 to 10 season time frame, 8 season to 10 season time frame, most franchises are figuring out how to move on from that receiver. Probably not in the way I'm saying it. Probably more in the way of saying it like, what are they more valuable to us as a trade asset, or are they more valuable to us as a winning asset? I think most teams they have to juggle that between that 8 to 10 season time frame. So when the rumors started circulating about Julio getting traded, that's accurate for a guy going into his 11th season with the franchise. So when I asked the question before, because I asked this a while ago, well, isn't that normal for trade rumors to circulate a 10-year veteran at receiver? Isn't that normal? Why would
Yes,
Julio
especially
get
after that
upset
championship
about
window is
trade
closed.
Even
rumors?
even with the trade rumors, niggas, it don't even have to be 11 year. We ain't seen it where it be 3 year, 4 year veteran who getting out that ball and be in trade rumble. Cause team gonna call and ask about you. They wouldn't do their job in way they don't call and ask. It's
Yep, and
our
we was
job
in
to
a
take those
rebuild.
phone calls. It's our job to take those phone calls. That's the part of the NFL. Julio Jones was just in his bitch ass feelings about the situation.
Yep. Julio Jones was mad about starting over, but we needed to. That championship window was closed. That championship window was closed. There was no point but to rebuild this team. We should have did it in 2017 after we lost to the Eagles, but we didn't.
It was a little long overdue, to be on the cool. Julio was
No,
at the end of
but,
his
but, but,
career
but,
on the cool.
but the reason I say that, 15, we started over. We went 8-8 Super Bowl. We made it to the playoffs in 2017. When we lost to the Eagles, that's when they should have blew it up.
I
In
wouldn't say
2018,
necessarily
or
blew
you
it
could say
up. We should have
2018.
been. I wouldn't say blew it
I
up. We
wouldn't
should have been
say
working on it because we
I
had
wouldn't
after that Eagles loss, we should have drafted a fucking backup quarterback for the
Fact.
future of Matt Ryan. We should have been did that. We should have
But
been
but
had some old linemen.
but then again, you got to think about that era of quarterback play. They was riding on the quarterbacks until the wheels fell off. Matt Ryan never had an injury. The only reason Peyton Manning got let go was because of the neck injury. And the man came back and won a Super Bowl.
Mm, mm, mm.
You got to think about that era of quarterback play. I'm finna ride this quarterback until this quarterback can't throw no more. Okay, think about the Cowboys and Tony Romo. I'll be damned if I let you go to another team. Your ass gonna retire.
That's just the era of stubborn ass GMs don't want to come into reality. Cause we had a stubborn ass GM who will go get tier 3 and tier 4 offensive linemen and make them starters and give them starting money, knowing damn well we always needed a quarterback, a backup,
he
but
was
we never did. Well, we had Matt Schaub. I take that lie back. We had Mitch
He
but
was
we
get,
ain't
he
had
was
none other
good
than
at
Super
getting
Bowl.
he was good at getting what you call them
Diamond in the rough ass player.
what you call them motherfucker
What we talking about?
shit.
Thomas Demetro?
Yeah, he was good at getting damn the specialty players. He was good at that. He was not good at getting them trench players. He couldn't do it. For
No.
some reason, he couldn't bring them in. The trench player, he couldn't do it.
The Metro tried to bring that Patriot way to Atlanta and it didn't work.
Hold on, the Patriots way they got trenches. They Bill Belichick live in the trenches.
Facts.
Both sides of the ball, he gonna have the trench set for anything. When Tommy Dimitrov was good, he was more on the name brand type players, like the specialty player, like I was saying, like you know what I'm saying, like receivers and quarterbacks and shit. He was good at that, but he wasn't good at building them trenches. That was his downfall.
I don't think he tried. Because every person we brought into the trench was out
Exactly.
their prime. I don't think he fucking tried.
Right. He
And
cared about the
contract.
specialty player. He cared about special player, and he was terrible at contract negotiation. He was terrible.
Man, awful is hell. Ain't no way in hell we paid Devontae Freeman over Tevin Coleman. I'm still pissed off about
Man,
that.
it ain't no way we paid Devontae Freeman before we paid Matt Ryan.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
He could have kept both of them running back. Think about the contract that Tevin Coleman got when he left here. We
Come
can
on
afford
now.
that contract. He could have kept both of them running back. The running back role was deadly as a duo. It was not one back better than the other. They was deadly as a duo.
I can give
And
you two. I can give you two running backs I wish we would have kept. Anton Smith and Quadre Anderson. I wish we would have kept
Who?
both of them.
Who you
Remember
say?
Quadre Anderson?
That
I'm
nigga
going
couldn't
in and
stay healthy though. He
out. I'm
couldn't
going
stay
in.
healthy.
I'm going in and out. I don't think it. I'm back. I'm back. Who? Which one could stay healthy?
The
Anton
I,
Smith.
yeah, Anton. He couldn't stay healthy. That's why he wasn't on the team. Anton couldn't stay healthy at all.
I thought because we had can't think of look Jacquez Roberts. If I'm saying that nigga name right.
See
Jacquees.
that's what the problem. That's what
Jacquez.
Jacque, yeah, that little bit
Yeah,
of monster,
Jacquez Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that little
yeah,
bit of
Jacquez Rogers.
hamster running back.
Jacquez Rogers. Yeah.
But
But
see,
that's the thing folks fail to realize. It always been a good running back room. It's just going back to the point where we running back by committee now. Instead of having that one beat down there running back that you run into the ground. You're going back to the traditional where you have three running backs in the room. You know what I'm saying? Instead of using that one running back.
All right, but let's get back to this Kyle Pitts situation.
Ah shit.
Let's get back. Let's get back to this situation because I keep hearing it being argued that fans want Kyle Pitts to deliver these Julio Jones stats, and they not happy
which is
until
crazy.
they get Julio Jones stat. But wait a minute, that's what's being argued, but I don't hear nobody else giving a rebuttal. You see what I'm saying?
And the only rebuttal is he was the number 4th overall pick. That's it. That's the only. And from what he did his rookie season, when we ain't have a wide receiver to save our fucking life, just like the damn Raiders. Who else do they have besides Boyers? Nobody.
But follow me here.
I
Follow me
almost called Brock Bowers Blake Bortles.
here. Follow me here. I think I done did that one time before too. But follow me here. See, I'm looking at this in from this point of view, right? They draft Kyle Pitts in April 1st, 2021. The argument is being made that Kyle Pitts is meant to be the replacement for Julio Jones, and fans that think that want Kyle Pitts to give you Julio Jones production. And because he's not giving you that, then therefore he's a bust or something like that. That's what's being argued from content creator standpoints. I don't see anybody on the other side of that argument, which means most of them are really arguing that with themselves. Because when I look at the truth is Kyle Pitts was drafted into an offense that still consisted of Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. It still consisted of those two guys. And though rumors are circulating, see, I'm going to bring this back. Though rumors are circulating about Julio Jones being traded, he's going into his 11th season with this team, which means it's normal. Based over the course of time, it's normal for teams to be entertaining trade rumors for their number one receivers.
Especially when you in a rebuild. That's what folks
wait a minute.
ain't talking about.
I'm glad you said that, Georgia Texas boy, because per the words of Arthur Smith, that is, and Terry Fontenot, that is why they drafted Kyle Pitts, because they were not in a rebuild. So what that tells me is they didn't have any intention on trading Julio Jones prior to drafting Kyle Pitts.
No, they didn't.
If we want to say that that's a lie, then that's your opinion that they're lying. But from what we were told, what was reported, and what actually happened, Kyle Pitts was meant to be in addition to an offense consisting of Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, not the replacement of Julio
Arthur
Jones.
Smith.
Can I add something?
Arthur Smith wanted to work with Julio. That's why he took the job. He wanted to work with Julio. The thing that made
my fault.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. Let Jay Holland go. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm gonna say one at the whole purpose of Arthur Smith coming here is because he had them fucking weapons. Because everybody knew we didn't have no fucking money.
No, we brought Arthur Smith here to improve that run game.
Well, the reason he took the job was because he had Julio. He seen Julio on that would have made that run game more dangerous. The thing is, what made it like so much of importance to go up and get Kyle Pitts at number 4 is because Julio was goddamn. He didn't want to work with his staff, dog. We was going to
think about it. We had a passing attack. We couldn't run the ball for shit. Think about it. We had Matt Ryan, Julio, Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage, and at that time, Hayden Hurst. We was throwing the ball everywhere. We couldn't run the ball for nothing. That was the whole point of bringing Arthur Smith to Atlanta.
And the whole thing, exactly, the whole thing that was finna happen, I really believe we was going defense. We was going defense in that draft, bro. I'm telling you. By Julio not wanting to talk to the goddamn new coaches, nor the GM, they had to pivot, bro. They had to go get Kyle Pitts. We was going defense. Our offense was set.
But listen.
Our offense was set.
Listen to what I said earlier, though, Will. Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith are both on record for saying that they were not in a rebuild.
Right. That's what I'm telling you, Blakberry. We had the offense set. They already thought about it.
With Julio Jones in it.
Right.
With Kyle Pitts in it.
No, not Kyle Pitts. Listen. We got to think about.
No, wait a minute.
We got to go back and think, Blakberry.
I'm going to give you the article to go read, where after the draft, this was them being quoted to NBC Sports. Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith. Hold on 1 minute. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
Hold on. Hold on, Blakberry. You heard what you just said? You said after the draft. Of course they're going to say that like they was planning to draft Kyle Pitts all along, but they wasn't. The reason Arthur Smith took this job because he had Julio, he had Calvin Ridley, he had Hayden Hurst. They already had the offensive set. He came to build that run game. He came to build that run game up. He thought
I'm
his
telling you,
offense was already set. They was
our
going
run game was
defense in that
ass.
draft. I'm
20,
telling you.
2019, our run
Right.
game was ass.
Y'all go back and look at that shit. We were set at offense. That's why I believe we was gonna go defense that draft. I promise y'all, dog, we
All
had to
right.
pivot.
Only
Can
reasons
We
we ain't
had to
took
y'all hear
pivot.
me?
Michael Parsons because Michael Parsons was listed as an inside linebacker. He was not drafted as an edge.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah,
you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
yeah,
got
good.
All right. This article.
We
This is the
got you, bro. You heard what you saying though, bro. You said they said that after the draft. Of course they gonna say that,
yo
Blackbeard.
yo.
They got to make it
Trust me.
seem like they was planning
This
on that. I'm talking about
everything you
before the
say.
draft.
Everything you saying right now. This article gonna prove my point. Everything you saying, this article gonna go against what you're saying. And this article was May 5th, 2021 by Miles Simmons. All right, with NBC Sport. I'm gonna read this verbatim for y'all. Falcons head coach Arthur Smith has been adamant that Atlanta is not undergoing a rebuild, which is part of why the club selected tight end Kyle Pitts at number 4 overall instead of a quarterback. So when Pitts was available after the first 3 picks, there was no question what Atlanta would do. Now, this is them quoting Terry Fontenot. No way we weren't drafting Kyle Pitts right there on the clock, General Manager Terry Fontenot said during an interview with Sirius XM NFL Radio. Look, I talked to a lot of former general managers just in general and just people I respect in the business, coaches, etc. And everyone else would have made that same pick. So
Exactly.
you're right, Will. They did not intend to draft Kyle Pitts initially. And they did pivot to drafting him, but it was on draft night that they made the pivot, not prior to draft night.
And the reason why they made that pivot is because they knew Julio Jones was not being cooperative, bro. That's what I'm
All right,
saying.
now
Well,
let me
That's
shit,
what I'm
finish.
saying.
if
Wait a
that's the
minute, I'm
case,
glad.
if Julio Jones wasn't being proactive, then I would have did everything to trade up for fucking Jamar Chase.
But you know they
Let
did.
me
They did
finish.
when they drafted for Kyle Pitts. They didn't see him as a tight end. They see him as a
Let,
weapon.
let
That's the
me
first thing
finish.
they were
Let
saying.
me finish reading the article. Let me finish. Because every time you say something, the article finna have something for you. All right, now quote it again. Terry Fontenot. We did have an open line and we listened to teams. And you have to listen and see if there's going to be compensation that knocks your socks off. So we listened and we didn't have any offers that really moved the meter in that way. So we were really excited about selecting that player. So he's admitting to listening to offers to either get the number for somebody to move up and take the number 4 spot, or for an offer for Julio Jones, for whoever, Calvin Ridley, whoever. They was listening to teams in general, but they didn't nothing caught their ear. So they still selected Kyle Pitts. This is in the spirit still of having Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley on your team.
What
Okay,
have
now I'm
you
gonna
learned
finish.
about? Hold on, Blackberry. What have you learned
All
about
right.
Terry Fontenot right now since you know him?
That he's a shrewd, sly criminal.
And you can't trust shit that motherfucker say. And you're reading their article that came after the draft saying this. What? Come on, Blackberry. Come on, Blackberry.
I trust what he say right before,
Come on, man.
no listen. I trust what he say right before they make a move, and I trust what he say afterwards about the move. Because everything he said right the week of a draft or the week of somebody getting picked up in free agency, he told us he was gonna do it that same fucking week. So if he's telling me after the fact that no, this he was there, so we took him. That means he didn't plan on Kyle Pitts being there at number 4 to be able to select. It was not the plan. He is not meant to replace Julio Jones. Let me finish. I'm gonna finish the article. Y'all still there?
Let me know you
Yeah, I'm
can hear me.
still
Yeah,
here.
you good.
Still here.
All right. I'm gonna finish the article. Now it says Pitt should immediately upgrade the receiving court. This of course this is in 2021, so it's gonna be talking in past tense. Pitt should immediately upgrade a receiving core that, at least for now, includes stars Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. But if the Falcons end up with an offer for Jones they can't refuse, then Pitt's presence should soften the blow for of losing their top pass catcher. So this article support everything, right? It support whether or not Julio Jones was rumored to be traded. Yes, he was rumored to be traded. But like I said, that's normal for a guy coming into his 11th season with a franchise. That's normal. Second, the pivot to get Pitts was the night of, meaning they weren't counting on Pitts being there to be the replacement for Julio Jones. And they're on record for stating that they were listening to offers that night. Nothing met that. What they said? Nothing. We did have an open line, and we listened to those teams, and we have to listen and see if there's going to be compensation that knocks your socks off. So we listened, and we didn't have any offers that really moved the meter in that way. They're admitting that they're listening to offers because it's normal for that trade rumor to be happening for a 10th, 11th season veteran with a franchise. That's normal. This isn't something that's going to upset. That's not something that's going to upset Julio Jones. It's like we've been saying. With Julio, he's even admitted to saying it was about Dan Quinn and the firing of Dan Quinn while they had why they ended up parting ways, Julio and the Falcons. They didn't want to listen to him, listen to his outlook and his views on them firing Dan Quinn. They didn't want to listen to it because they didn't feel like they needed to, because they didn't. And he didn't like that. He got in his feelings. That's why I say Julio Jones is still one of them dudes that ain't grew the fuck up. He still got a lot of growing up to do, because the coddledness, he was still being coddled for too long as an adult human being. Still being told yes by too many people. Still not being held accountable by too many people. So he's still ignorant to a lot of what it means to accept when something is out of your control. And that's why we are where we are today with Julio Jones, in a nutshell. What y'all got on that?
I agree with you, Blackberry.
I agree. Dan Quinn baby the shit out of him. Dan there feel like he come to practice when he want to, take out plays and other fuck he feel like it. Yeah,
That they
that
all
baby the
did. You
shit.
got to remember, man. Dan Quinn learned that right there from Pete Carroll, a players type coach. But I feel like the whole thing with Dan Quinn, when Shanahan left, you supposed to make one of them assistants and assistant head coach to be the new OC. That's where he fucked up at. He didn't do that. He allowed Shanahan to take everybody with him. You supposed to make one of those passing coordinators, whatever. They was supposed to be the new OC before we went after Sarkisian or Dirk Cutter.
I mean, hey,
Can't argue that. Can't argue that.
you have to. I'm just. I want there to be I want there to be an understanding between the fan base and the content creating world, where a lot of times, and this is the understanding I want the fans to have about content creating. A lot of times some content creators get fixed on what a few people might say in a chat in their opinion. And because they want to respond to it and take it live and make a video about it or something like that, now it's become generalized. Even though they may say that person's name specifically, but because when talking about it, they say the words y'all and they say the words the fans and y'all got to stop this, y'all got to. Now it's become a generalized outlook that's being placed on the fan base. That's not true. It might just be the opinion of a handful of fans that decided to voice it in a group chat or on another live, on another podcast or whatever. But that doesn't make it the general outlook of the fan base. I don't truly believe that most Falcons fans think that Julio Jones, that Kyle Pitts should be giving you Julio Jones numbers. I do not believe most of the
Hell
fan
nah.
base thinks that at
Hell
all.
nah. Hell nah.
I don't believe that not one bit that most of the fan base believes that.
They ain't even the same type player.
That just seen the year one stats he put up. And we drafted
Right,
him early and they seen he a unicorn, so they want to see some unicorn shit.
right. They want him to live up to some kind of expectation that the media put on him, but not really understanding that expectation. When I say the Julio Jones problem, I'm not saying it in a way as he's a problem on his team. He's a problem in conversation when we're talking about the evolution of the team. Because if I say I trade the shit out Kyle Pitts right now, a lot of people take that and run with Julio Blakberry hating on Kyle Pitts. When I've said plenty of times this offseason, I think he would flourish in this offense. I think this offense would be awesome with Kyle Pitts. I truly believe that. But I believe something even more. I believe this offense will click just fine without him. And I think because I still think a lot of teams think that he can give you what the expectations was by the media with him coming into the league. Because I still think teams like Buffalo, Kansas City, the Jets, while I still think teams like that still believe that he can provide that kind of production, I also believe he holds great value, which means we can make an area of this team even better and get a more bona fide, solidified, done cut his teeth interior defensive lineman, known for pushing the pocket, known for disrupting plays, known for coming up clutch. That's the type of value that a Kyle Pitts may still carry to another offense. They may think, man, the defense been good, i.e., New York Jets. The defense been good. Why we can't figure this shit out on offense? Well, we done took a chance on Justin Fields. We done took a chance with him. We done went and took a chance. We still got Wilson, at least for this season. Why not see if we can make this offense a little bit better and give up some on defense? Let's give up some on defense. Let's give up maybe they okay with giving up their best interior defensive line. Maybe the Kansas City Chiefs look at Pittsburgh. Look at how many people they got that goddamn pay this offseason. I mean this season. Maybe they okay with parting ways with an interior defensive lineman. Because surely they don't win all in. They trying to win right now, which is what we about to, which is a which is quite the damn transition here into topics. I done threw myself an alley because what if the Pittsburgh Steelers at that level of desperation where they actually sacrifice some on defense. And I ain't talking about TJ Watt for anybody get excited.
No, they did. When they traded Minka Fitzpatrick, that's
Yeah,
only
they
to
were
give TJ
desperate.
Watt a contract.
They
Yeah.
traded Big Fitzpatrick to get um Jalen Ramsey. But they also now from the look good, they gonna get Jonnu Smith out the deal too.
But think about it. With wide receiver Pittsburgh got none. So now what Arthur Smith finna do? He finna try to go back to that 2 tight end set.
They got
With
DK Metcalf.
oh yeah, damn, I forgot about DK.
But shit,
With
you just one
shit.
receiver.
With shit, and then now they got 3 big ass tight ends on one team.
Right, right.
You said DK a tight end? That's what you say?
Hey, but low key, this might be Mike Tomlin last year. Could they pass the keys over to Arthur Smith?
Hell no.
Listen, man, if it ain't air apparent right now that um if Mike Tomlin don't win the Super Bowl this year, he probably gone after 2025. I don't. You gotta look at all the signs here. Apologize if that was loud, that truck going by, but you gotta look at all the signs here. The Pittsburgh Steelers been doing very uncharacteristic things that past 3 seasons. Very uncharacteristic things. They trying to mass band-aid. They trying to put a band-aid over issues they got by going and getting star talent in free agency and trading for star talent in the trade blocks. That's not a Pittsburgh Steelers approach. A Pittsburgh Steelers approach has always been to draft and develop their own guys to try to win. But he had to think at some point it was gonna get to where the damn Hines family, whoever they is, it had to get to a point to where they was gonna be like, okay, you know what? We love you, Mike, but it ain't enough for you to just be above 500 year after year. We want some more gold around here. We want to put up some more balance, some more trophies. And what you doing is starting to look like it done hit a wall. So I think they done gave him ample opportunity to put back a winning product. And when I say win, I'm talking about championships. To put back a championship team together in Pittsburgh. This is last hurrah, in my opinion. This is his last hurrah. They making a lot of moves that they do not typically make. Very uncharacteristic of a Pittsburgh Steelers team. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if they hollered at us about Kyle Pitts, especially considering he ain't in no big contract yet, and he going into a contract year. If you can get winning out of Kyle Pitts, if you can put a winning product on the field with a Kyle Pitts before he get paid big money, and you sacrifice a little bit more on defense by giving the Atlanta Falcons some defense a defensive tackle or an interior defensive lineman that's gonna make a difference on their team, not the same conference. Don't play them this year.
No, they just got Jonnu
It
Smith.
made
They ain't
sense.
getting Kyle Pitts.
And they got
They
Donnell
yeah,
Washington too.
they
They
just got
got done.
Jonnu Smith. They ain't getting
Yeah,
Kyle Pitts.
yeah,
And they
what
got
y'all,
Pat Fairmouth.
but who they offensive coordinator?
I know that they already got 4 damn tight ends over there.
Look,
They got 4 over there already.
And,
you
and they got Michael Pruitt.
you
Yeah.
trying to tell? Well, wait a minute. You trying to tell me that Arthur Smith wouldn't go for a Kyle Pitts, wouldn't want a Kell Pitts to add to his
I'm
No,
trying.
lineup?
I'm trying
No,
to tell you,
because he got
Pittsburgh ain't
Daniel
finna let
Smith
that
and Pat
happen.
Fairmouth.
You
So why go after Kyle Pitts? You already
because
got
they
two.
trying to because they
You,
trying to
you,
win now.
you
Because they
already
They
got
trying
ain't
to
two
winning
tight
win
now.
ends better than
And
Kyle
a
Pitts. So
and
why
a
waste
fifth
your
tight
time with
end
Kyle
ain't
Pitts?
winning now.
You
You
said they
got
got
two
four
tight
tight
ends
ends.
that's better than Kyle
They got
Pitts.
four
Okay, you
tight
got
ends,
two.
dog,
So what
and
about the
three.
other two? So what about the other two?
Uh, they got Pruitt, they got Washington, and they got goddamn the boy
Furman,
they
Tell me
just signed.
the
They just
starter, the Pat Furman was supposed to be like a George Kittle type.
who. Tell me
He,
the two. Okay, Farmer and who the you got? You said it. Two tight ends over there that you say better
Darnell
than
John
Pitts.
Washington,
John New Smith, Darnell Washington, Pruitt, and
Pruitt.
the one he just said. They are not gonna
Furman.
sign goddamn. They
Furman.
not finna sign Kyle Pitts. They not doing it. That'll be stupid as shit.
uh,
We
uh,
don't.
unless Arthur Smith want to fix his mistakes and make Kyle Pitts a wide receiver in Pittsburgh.
And that'll be stupid as shit. 'Cause Kyle Pitts routes ain't even that crispy to be no wide receiver.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's the whole point that Charlie Warner and Joshua Simon can give us the same production that Kyle Pitts gave us last year.
I'm
They
telling
can't
you.
they can't clear out routes like Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts the clear out guy. You forgot that. If Kyle Pitts
But
gone, guess
it's
what
this
happened?
scheme.
All
You
that
gotta
pressure
think
going
about
to him.
it. It's this scheme. No matter who the tight end is, the tight end always gonna clear out in this scheme. This is a three wide receiver scheme.
Yeah,
This is not
it
a
don't
two
matter
tight
who the
end.
tight end.
You
Well,
got
tight end has never been a clear out route in the Ram
Man,
scheme, bro. Not in
go
the
look
Ram
what Tyler
scheme, no.
Higbee did. Tyler
that
Tyler 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 Higbee gave you the same production that Kyle Pitts did last year.
To be
that's
to
not
be a
true.
clear out to be a
A
clear
tight
out
end
route
is a clear
runner,
route.
you got to be
Uh,
somebody who they willing
will
to put their
will
defense on, bro.
will a tight end is a clear route in almost every damn offense.
The defense got to respect you for you to be a clear
No,
out
they
route,
Okay,
don't.
bro. The defense
It's
okay,
got.
but look,
Oh my
okay,
they
lord,
okay,
gotta
Jesus
so
Christ!
they gotta respect their assignments.
They got
think
to
They got
about
respect
think
they
you,
about
got
the
to
bro.
Rams
respect their
offense. Think
assignments
about
and
the
do
Rams
their
offense.
assignments.
They was worried about Puka. They was worried about Cooper Cup. They was worried about DeMarcus Robinson. Wasn't nobody worried about Tyler
Cup,
Higbee.
Cup was the clear out route. That's why Puka got so big, bro. Y'all got to pay attention. Cup was the guy that they focused their defense on. So Puka became that goddamn
Of
star because
course,
nobody
Do
paid
wait a
attention
minute. Whoa,
to
whoa,
him.
whoa,
of
whoa, whoa,
course,
whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait,
because
Nobody
wait,
paid
Cup was
wait.
a
attention to
triple
Puka
Time
crown
out.
for it.
winner.
Time out. Do you know what a clear route means?
What?
Do you know what a clear route means?
Yes, it's a distraction to the defense, bro. It's a distraction to the defense to get somebody else open, bro. That's
Bro.
what clear outs really is about, bro.
And
It's to
can a
get
clear
somebody
wait
else
a minute.
open. You
And
don't
can a
use no
clear route
scrub to be a clear out. That's
can a
just like
clear
saying you're
route
gonna use your
come
fullback to be a clear out. Come on, Blackberry. Come on now.
if the fullback coming out the backfield up the seam, he just might be a clear route.
So you gonna put
Depending
your best
it
linebacker
depend
on
on
the
the
fullback.
formation. It depends on the formation. If your assignment, if the middle linebacker assignment is to take the fullback coming out the backfield up the seam, if he do his assignment, then
Kyle Pitt
yes,
was
he
running
got
wide
that
receiver
name.
routes, Blackberry. Kyle Pitt was running
But
wide receiver routes,
I'm
bro.
using the example you gave. You said if a
You know,
bull runs and the fullback can do a clear route.
you're using basic defensive strategies
Football.
instead of
I'm
clear
using
out.
football.
When they doing clear
Football.
out routes, they don't use scrub to run clear out routes, Blackberry. Come on, bro. They never use scrub to run clear out routes.
Bruh,
Because the defense ain't gonna
football
fall
is
for that shit.
always never that complicated. Football is always never that complicated.
So
If
if the Kansas City, hold on, Blackberry. If Kansas City running the clear out route, who are they using to clear out?
a clear out can come from anywhere. It
No,
depends on the
bro. Who are they
formation.
using? Who are they using to clear out
It can
to make
be
space?
anybody. It
They
can be
gonna use Kelsey.
anybody.
They gonna use Kelsey, bro. They're
It can
gonna
be
use Kelsey.
Kelsey.
You gonna
It could
use
have
somebody
it
that
could
the
have been
defense gonna
Lazard.
trap to, bro.
It
You
could have
gonna
been
use somebody.
it could have been anybody.
Oh, all
It could
right,
have been Rice. It could have been
all right.
anybody. It depends on the play and the formation.
Chat, chat. Y'all tell me who y'all think the clear out route is in the offense. Y'all tell me who y'all think the clear out route will be. Who would
It
you
could
be
be
more
different
afraid
depending on
of?
the scheme because Big Will, just like earlier, you were saying that Joshua Simon and Charlie Warner couldn't be the clear out like Kyle Pitts. So it really just depends on the scheme and the player. But like you
No, you're
and
not finna
K,
use Ray Ray. You're not finna use Ray Ray as a clear out. Why y'all think Ray Ray was so wide open, bro? Because you're not
Listen,
using Ray Ray to be a clear out
listen,
route.
listen,
Y'all forgetting the reason why they use
listen,
clear out, bro.
listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. If you line, Kyle Pitts out wide, put Drake London in the slot, and got somebody else out wide on the other end, and you got a dual backfield. If they been if the number one receiver been following Drake London all day, and the safety's been staying over the top in a cover two, if that's been the case all day long, if you put Kyle Pitts out wide, and everybody on defense stay in their assignment, and Kyle Pitts run a 4 route, he run a short end dead, and Drake London run a 9. Who the clear out guy?
That ain't the point of the clear out, bro.
I'm
Think about it.
asking. This a
If
legit
you're playing
play.
Bill
This is
Belichick,
a
bro.
legit
If
play.
you're
What?
playing
Who is the
Backberry,
clear out?
hold
I
on.
just
If you're
answer the
playing, if
question. Who
you're
the clear
playing
out in that
Bill
scenario?
Belichick, if you're playing Bill Belichick and he decided to take away your top receiver, he's doubling your top receiver. I'm not coming off him because you throw Kyle Pitts over there.
Which
I'm
is
still
Drake
gonna double
London.
him. I'm
So,
still
like
gonna
I
double him.
said, it depends on the formation and it depends on the assignment.
It don't, bro.
Like
It don't.
you just
It
said it.
don't.
You're not gonna
I'm
come
not
off
fin
Drake
I just
London just
told you
because
I'm
they
not
put
finna come out
Kyle
Drake
Pitts
London
over there.
because you put if Drake London the threat, I'm focusing on the threat. Now, if you use Drake London to clear up space for Kyle Pitts, I understand that argument, Blackberry.
Then he
I
the
understand
clear
that
out.
argument, Blackberry, because he
You
doubled.
just admitted what I was
What are you
saying.
saying?
You just
No, bro.
admitted it.
No, I didn't. I went opposite what you're saying, bro.
No, you did. You just proved my point.
No, sir. You
I
just
literally
said, hold on. You just said if Drake London, if the focus on this offense, that's the guy you'll use for your clear out, Blackberry, not Kyle Pitts. I'm gonna use Drake London because I know they doubling him. I'm gonna
and
put Kyle Pitts on that same side so Kyle Pitts can be open behind Drake London because I know the focus of the defense is on
Drake
Drake
your clear
London.
out. Okay, so let me give a different
So
scenario.
what are you saying then, bro? You're not
Okay,
using a scrub.
you said
You're not using a scrub for a clear out, Blackbear.
who's the scrub? Okay,
You're
if they
not gonna
on the
use a
field,
scrub for the clear out.
if they on the field, then a defensive player has an assignment to them.
And I'm telling
If they
you, the
on the
defense
field,
was
they
more
got a
afraid
scrub.
of Kyle Pitts. The defense was more afraid of Kyle Pitts last year, bro. That's why Ray was getting open so much. That's
So
what I'm
okay,
trying to
all
tell
right.
you, bro.
So you telling me if it's Ray McCloud instead of Drake London in that scenario?
If you're
If
trying to
it's
get Drake London open
if it's
and you
Ray
use Ray
instead?
McCloud, it's not gonna work.
No,
It's
I
not
didn't.
gonna work.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't say nothing about getting them open. I said this is just about running a play. This ain't about scheming to get nobody open or none of that. A
Where the
clear
hell
route.
y'all at, chat? Where y'all at, chat? Speak, talk, somebody.
If that's Ray in that situation and not Drake London, and Ray run a 9, the safety been sitting over the top all day long. You telling me if you send Kyle Pitts on a post corner over there out wide, that safety gonna drop to Kyle Pitts and let Ray run right past
Ray gonna be wide the fuck open. Damn right. That's what's gonna happen. If the focus of the
him? So
defense
it's a
is on
busted
Kyle
coverage.
Pitts, if the focus on the defense is Kyle Pitts, Ray gonna be wide. It ain't for the safety to cover goddamn Ray.
All right.
That's for the nickelback to
The
cover
point
Ray.
of the clear route. The
That's for the
point of the
nickelback.
clear route. The point of the clear route is to get other receivers open. Now, it don't matter if it's Kyle Pitts running these tight end plays that are meant to be clear outs. It don't matter if it's him because everybody keeps saying he's being a tight end. That's what they say. That's what everybody that want to jump to his defense
That's what they're saying. They're saying he's running tight end routes. He's being a tight end. So if it's tight end routes in tight end assignments, then it don't matter what tight end there, because defenses have to play their assignment. They're going to play their assignment regardless of who it is. This ain't receivers who can beat you on the sideline and running multiple routes on the route tree. So you give them special attention so they don't catch you slipping. This is a tight end running tight end plays, being a clear out as
That is
tight
not
ends
what the
typically
defense
do.
saying. That is not what the defense saying. So if you send Charlie Warner out there, you mean to tell me they're gonna send two people at Charlie Warner so Drake London can get open?
They not sending two people at Kyle Pitts.
They was doubling Kyle Pitt. Oh, Blackberry. What game
Safety
you
sit over
watching?
the safety
What
sit over
games
the
were you
top
watching?
in the middle of the defense. That's what they do.
He wasn't in the middle on most of his routes, Blackberry. He was on the outside, bro.
The middle of the defense is between the tackles, bro. If the safety's sitting over the top in the middle of the defense, in most cases anyway, it's easy. You not getting a tight end that's double. You just get a safety that's sitting over the top of the defense. Most of the time, Kyle Pitts was not being doubled.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Drake
Oh,
London
I
was
don't know if we
double more
watching the
than
same
Kyle
game,
Pitts.
Blackberry. I don't know if we watching the same game, Blackberry.
Drake
Kyle
London was
Pitt was
double
being
more
double.
than Kyle Pitts.
No, he
I didn't
wasn't.
say he
No, he
wasn't being
wasn't, bro.
doubled. I said he wasn't being doubled as much as people trying to make it out.
He was Drake London was nowhere near being double more than Kyle Pitt, bro.
Yes, he was.
Oh my god.
Yes, he was.
What the hell the chat at? Why y'all so fucking quiet? Where y'all at? I
They
know
quiet
y'all
as
watch the
fuck.
same damn game. Where y'all at?
Ain't gonna lie, Big Will. He went double like that, bro.
He wasn't double like that, my guy. Look at Big Will won't come on live. Hey, you want to get Big Will to come on live? Ignore his ass. You want to get Big Will to show his face? Just ignore the hell out of him.
Cause I know we weren't watching the same game. Ain't no fucking way we watching the same game. Ain't no
Bro,
way.
What I got
Ain't
to
no way.
say?
go ahead,
Them,
J Hop.
them, they was doubling Kyle Pitts, and they made sure the
Like a
motherfucker wasn't going
motherfucker.
on top of them. They was not having Kyle Pitts getting on top of them.
I
So
didn't
I'm
say they
assuming.
weren't doubling. I said they weren't doubling them as much as people trying to make it out the same.
No, I ain't putting that much emphasis, but Kyle Pitts is a nice ass reason why Ray and them ass has got some goddamn some yards.
He was a good reason why,
Thank
but
you.
they'll
Thank you.
just
So I ain't
Thank
any
putting
you.
as much
tight end,
emphasis on that.
any tight end in that position would have been not. I'm not gonna say equally as beneficial
Yeah,
to the
look,
team
you gonna adjust that
because
statement. I just gave your ass
I didn't.
Kirk
I'm
that
not.
Warner
I
motherfucker. I just
but
gave you
I
him.
never said. I never said that he wasn't beneficial in his position. What I said was people are over stressing that shit. Like if it wasn't for Kyle Pitts, the offense wouldn't have thrived, which is false, is wrong, is not the truth. Because Drake London also was getting double more than Kyle Pitts, literally double, and not just a safety sitting over the top, but literally double more than Kyle Pitts. When Darnell Mooney was tearing their asses up in the first quarter of the season, with all them deep digs and them deep crossing routes and them deep slants, when he was killing their asses with that shit, guess who they started doubling? Darnell Mooney. So people can miss me with this if it went for Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney and Drake London wouldn't have got what they got. Because a quarter of the season ain't but 4 games. So you trying to tell me for the other 12 games or 13 games that it was the Kyle Pitts show? Because it wasn't. Because as soon as the others demanded more attention, and got it, you still didn't see Kyle Pitts take the fuck off. At some point, when do it become we worry too much about Kyle Pitts? Now let's get the attention on the other guys. And when the other guys start getting more attention, why Kyle Pitts numbers don't go up?
Can you repeat that last part one more time? Repeat that last part one more time.
If we start the season out with Kyle Pitts being the quote unquote clear out guy, and the other guys are getting all these targets and yards, it don't take but a quarter of the season for defenses to start to adjust. So through the goddamn roof, once some of the attention come off of him and go on to the other guys.
Right. So first half of the season, Kyle Pitts was showing out until ran out
Hold
there.
up, hold up, hold up.
My fault.
When the other guys started showing out and he started to get open, who didn't throw him the damn ball? Who did not throw Kyle Pitts the damn ball when he wide the fuck open? Thank you. I rest my case. Let's go.
Damn, is anybody talking? I think my signal fucking up.
What the hell happened? Mic check, mic
Damn,
check.
did everybody go on mute?
Yeah. What happened?
Okay.
Okay.
Blakberry had to step away for a minute. Y'all go ahead, but like I was saying, bro.
My fault.
Like I was saying, bro, like when everybody else started to show out, when he was being the clear out route, when everybody else started to show out and they started getting some attention, and Kyle Pitts started to become wide ass open, did our dumbass quarterback throw him the ball?
Nope. Man, y'all
It
know
was
Kirk
plenty
Cousins
game we
still
see
mad
this
about
man
number 8.
running wide open. We seen this man running wide open and the motherfucker didn't throw him the ball. So let's not come on, man. Come on. Come on now.
Listen,
I'm
I done
disappointed.
talked about already how I done talked about time and time again how Kyle Pitts got caught slipping by his quarterback. That's why his quarterback didn't throw the ball. I agree
That ain't no
with
excuse. Fuck
everybody.
that. That ain't no excuse. That ain't no
I
excuse.
agree. I agree that it's not an excuse not to throw him the ball, but to not hold Kyle Pitts accountable for that is also wrong. You still got to hold him accountable for getting caught slipping.
Hey, Matt
So
Okay,
Ryan hold motherfuckers
we
accountable and never not throw them the ball. Matt Ryan cuts Julio
uh
Jones ass out and still got the ball.
we
bro,
did go
I
multiple
said, bro,
games.
I
We
agree.
did go multiple games where Kyle Pitts didn't get a target.
Like
So if
I
I
said,
go 2 or 3
I
games
agree.
stretch without getting a target, hell yeah, I might loaf. I'm in my feelings. You ain't throwing shit this way. I'm not gonna go 100% every play. And you
But
ain't nowhere to
that's
look at it.
unprofessional. But that's
Yeah, but
unprofessional.
it's unprofessional. But shit, nigga, also human.
It's unprofessional. But
Yeah, true that. True
if
that.
the ideal since everybody's saying he the clear out guy, he ain't supposed to get these amount of targets and all that and such and or whatever. If that's the case, you might go a couple games where you don't get targeted because you got so much attention on you that it's not smart to throw you the ball. Because if I do, I'm putting it in harm's way, which is what you do when you come out of a break, when you come off the snap fast, but come out the break slow, and the ball goes sailing past your goddamn head.
Or if you do throw it to me, you overthrowing or underthrowing it.
He did that too.
Okay.
Listen, y'all. Accountability ain't that hard to understand. Whoever got skin in the game, you hold them accountable to that. And all I'm saying is, if if we keep using the same goddamn argument with Kyle Pitts, with he the clear out guy, this the other, it don't matter. It don't matter. If Kelsey is the clear out guy, how come Kelsey is still considered a big or big producing tight end? I know everybody gonna say, well, they ain't got no receivers
Kansas City. They used to have Tyree Hill once upon a time ago. And Travis Kelce was still revered as the top tight end in football.
That's why all the receivers
I
come
got an
there and got
argument
there
for
and be
that.
successful though, because Kelsey
I
take
got an
away the
argument.
defense from them.
The thing is this, bro. It ain't just about the numbers. This is why I started out this Kyle Pitts conversation with saying that everybody's perception of why he's here and the arguments that's being made of why he's here is wrong. He is not here to be Julio Jones' replacement. He is not here to give you the numbers and the production that Julio Jones gave you. That I don't know why that continued to be an argument that's trying to be made with absolutely nobody, because nobody's arguing that, except for maybe a handful of people in some damn backroom chats. You got to look at what's in front of you. You keep making the argument where he's the clear out guy. Y'all need to understand that he's still giving you 600 some yards being the clear out guy. That's good. That's good for a tight end. What about in the red zone? What about in the clutch moments?
But that ain't his fault.
That's
That ain't
why
his
I
fault.
said, no, listen. If I saw him drop balls in the end zone in the fourth
Got
quarter, I
got an
saw
argument.
that. I saw that. I saw him lollygagging all into the damn end zone in Tampa Bay and almost get a damn touchdown brought back. I saw that happen. This ain't shit that I'm
Who?
just guessing and
How many?
making up.
How many
These
times you
things
seen him
happen.
drop balls, Blackberry? Everybody drop
I
balls. How many times have
in
you
the
seen
Yeah.
him
end zone.
drop balls?
Listen, bro, you can't do it. If you 6'7", you supposed to be the mismatch with linebackers and safeties. You can't
Did
be dropping
Julio
balls
not
in the
drop the
end zone.
ball against Philadelphia? Did
He
Julio
sure
not drop the
did.
ball in the end zone against Philadelphia?
He sure
Oh,
did.
okay. That's what I'm
He
talking
dropped a
I
about.
got
wide open. He
Everybody
dropped
drop
a
balls,
wide
bro.
open bomb
Blackberry.
too.
I got an argument, Blackberry. I got an argument on that end zone. Now we seen him try to take a ball against Kansas City, so we know a motherfucker capable of in the red zone. In the end zone to do what he do. We also watched our offensive coordinator take him out on 4-quarter drives, put our blocking tight end in, who's used for blocking, going out doing shit what we should have Kyle Pitts to do. A lot of that shit falls on the OC, not on Kyle Pitts.
Drop balls don't fall on the OC.
You taking a 6'6" guy out and you putting a blocking nigga in. Ain't
Cause
this the
when you
whole
had him
purpose
in,
of having
cause,
him?
cause when you had him in there, he didn't do what a 6'6" nigga ought to do.
Shit, maybe because the quarterback ain't looking at him.
That that was the
It's
case
been
sometimes
multiple
too.
games where this man was not targeted.
I can agree with y'all all day long till I'm blue in the face that he still should have got the ball thrown to him. But it don't discount from the fact that he got caught slipping a few times. And when you get caught slipping, you lose trust. It's just how it is.
I agree. I agree.
But I'm not making
So
now.
so
See,
Patrick Mahomes ain't
wait a minute,
caught
wait a minute.
nobody call one. Hold
Let's stay right there. Let's stay right there.
I'm
Because
agreeing.
I'm not
I'm agreeing.
I'm not making the argument. I'm not making an argument that Kyle Pitts is a bust. I'm not making the argument that Kyle Pitts is not capable of doing what we need a tight end to do. I'm not making the case that Kyle Pitts ain't needs to give us Julio Jones number, whatever the case. I'm not making none of them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the criticism that he received from me is enough to say that you got some skin in the game for why you didn't get the ball thrown to you. You can't get caught slipping. You can't be doing shit that's considered unprofessional. Because even the one that they trying to say he need to be playing like Julio Jones, even he say that he gonna give you everything on every play as long as he on the field. So it ain't about how many targets you getting. It's about being professional. And listen, I can care less how many targets he get. I don't care if Kyle Pitts come out of every game with 20 some yards with 3 catches.
If those 20-some yards and them 3 catches came, at least one of them came in the end zone, I'm happy with that. Give me an end zone target and catch every game average. Give me that. Give me that every game. I don't give a fuck what you goddamn or do after that.
So why are we blaming him for not getting the ball in the end zone when our coordinator wasn't designed and
We're
played
not
for him to
blaming
get the
him.
ball in
We
the end zone?
holding him accountable for why. We not blaming him. We holding him accountable for his skin in the game. And see, people want to take
He dropped
that
one
account.
ball in the end zone, Blakberry. One.
Now I seen him drop 2.
He dropped one,
And
bro.
I seen him drop 2 in the same game, and 1 is
Last
enough.
year.
And 1 is enough. Yeah, last year.
No, he dropped one ball, though.
And
In
1
the end
is
zone.
enough.
He got to
I
be
don't know what you
given
looking at
the
that is.
opportunity, bro. He ain't given the opportunity. But you're right. He got to be better. He do. He said that himself. But we can't hold all the blame on him from his goddamn
Did
lack
I
of
do
shit
that?
he had going on.
Did I hold all the blame on him?
I'm saying it seems like that's what folk doing.
No, it seems like that's what folks doing because don't nobody want to hold him accountable. That's why it seems that way. When I done stated right here on this live just now that he still should have got targeted when he was open. That still was not a good excuse for Kirk or for Kirk Cousins not to throw him the ball. I just said that on the live. But because I'm also saying, but he still got something to do with why he didn't get the ball thrown to him. It go back to me putting all the blame on him. That's what done happened with the whole, he got to give us Julio Jones production. Who said that? Who said that? Maybe we just want Kyle Pitts to go out there and be professional enough to where he do his job 100% of the time and not just 80% of the time. And when he get caught slipping, everybody want to look past it because why we picking on old Kyle Pitts? If I can say Ray McCloud needs to learn how to pick his goddamn feet up a little bit, goddamn more on kick return, then you can goddamn say Kyle Pitts need to goddamn give it all on every play. Come out on the damn break hard. Which is why he ain't wide receiver, because he don't know how to do that. So yeah, I trade the shit out that motherfucker right now. Because my criticisms on him, I don't think a lot of the league done picked up on him yet. And I think he holds a whole lot of trade stock and value. I want an interior defensive lineman that's gonna make this defense a sure thing. In my opinion, because that's my opinion. But I think that's all we missing as far as a sure thing go on defense. We get a defensive lineman that already done cut his teeth in the league. Come on.
What you trading them for?
An interior defensive lineman like Quinn Williams or somebody. I take a Quinn Williams. I take almost anybody they got in Pittsburgh. I take almost anybody they got in Buffalo. I'll take almost anybody they got in Denver.
Will that stop the growth of our young bulls we got now?
I don't care. I'm trying to win a championship. We young enough. We young already. And no, it don't stunt their growth. They're gonna be playing next to somebody that can show them how to get it done in the league. They need that's what they need to see. They need that example. They ain't had that example. You can't just be a talk or somebody that can talk a good game. You got to be somebody that walk the talk. They ain't had that. We ain't had that at defensive tackle in a long time. Grady Jarrett, God bless him, but we might have overrated the dude all this time. We might have done that. That's like all us fault.
because we all did it. Not to say Grady wasn't productive, because Grady gave us hustle. Grady gave us heart, and he came up big at times. That's why we kind of did overrate him a little bit as a fan base, because he did come up in big moments. He might not have had a big game, but he would come up in big moments. And that's all I'm saying. I want to see all the Kyle Pitts come up in big moments more, like you did in that Washington game. And I knew, well, you got to get the ball thrown to him. Nigga, give him a reason to throw you the ball. Give your quarterback a reason to throw you the ball. Let him see you blocking somebody out their damn cleats. Let him see you running hard on every play. Let him see that. Y'all motherfuckers done got quiet as fuck. And why the goddamn room been so goddamn light today?
My bad, I was working.
Like, this damn room
How
been
many
light as
folks? How
fuck.
many folks watch?
I'm trying not to let y'all hear these goddamn profane.
Now you
How many
good.
folks? How many folks you got watching, Blakberry?
Shit, it say 6. It say 6 now.
Oh, that's why the goddamn chat ain't popping. I'm like, what the hell? Why
Yeah.
they
Man,
ain't chatting?
y'all know the day
It,
first of the
it,
month. I know what
and
it is.
ain't nobody in the damn, ain't nobody saying shit. Oh, I gotta get it. I gotta crank this truck up.
I mean, I'll let Cal Pitts go if I can get my third round pick back.
Oh well, shit, you already know you ain't getting no first round back.
But, don't call me crying for him. I really don't want to let him go. Don't call my motherfucking phone if you ain't got no first round on that table.
Man, like I say, like our best bet would be just let him play it out. He on his 5th-year option. If he balling, I mean, you can give him a nice contract, because I feel like it's pointless to franchise tag a tight end unless he like George Kittle or Travis Kelce. We know for a fact that George Kittle done gave the 49ers at least 4 1,000-yard seasons.
If you
Right.
franchise tag him, you finna pay him a significant amount of money more than what he really ought to get paid,
And that's what I'm saying, because it all
considering
depends
his
on
production.
it all depends on what type of tight end they want for this offense. We can't go off Arthur Smith offense no more. That shit dead and gone. Now we got to go off a 3 wide receiver offense. Is Kyle Pitts what's needed for this offense, or do we got to go with what we got in Charlie Warner and Joshua Simon, or even fucking the dude we got from Houston,
The
QT?
Tegan Quitterano or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So if y'all do y'all homework on that boy, he ain't nothing but Kyle Pitts, just an inch shorter. And he got hurt. He got hurt after his rookie year in Houston and got lost in the boat because they decided that they was gonna become a wide receiver of more of a wide receiver based offense.
Because think
And,
about it.
and
You
who is
got
this?
2 tight ends and don't even use them a lot. They rarely use them.
Exactly.
What tight end y'all just said?
Houston got Dalton Schultz and
And
who else they
Schultz is
got?
a damn good tight end.
But think about how rarely he's used in Houston.
He's really you.
They rather go with the Tank Dell, the Stephon Diggs, and the Nico Collins to get all the yards.
That's right, the wide receivers. That's why if you don't draft Nico Collins in your goddamn fantasy this year, you a dumbass. I'm drafting.
And it's just like now,
Oh man,
Houston
I'm
want
finna beat y'all ass again. It don't matter. It don't matter.
to,
Who you get dropped?
and then like when you look at it, Houston want to back off the passing. That's why Houston went and signed Nick Chubb. They want to run the ball more with Mixon and Chubb to take some of the stress off for CJ Stroud.
Yeah, because they thought CJ Stroud can handle all that load like that. You see what happened when you got there and got when you try to put a Joe Burrow got there talk offense out there.
Yeah, but you got to remember though, Houston offensive line this past season, that was our offensive line before we went after Caleb McGarry and Chris Lindstrom.
I think when it come down to scheme,
Oh, hey y'all. So it don't look like Kyle Pitts going to Miami. They just traded with the Giants and got Darren Waller to come out of retirement.
they got Darren Waller to come out of retirement to Miami. What? Boy, this has been
Why the
a
hell
crazy
would
off
you
season, bro.
trade
This
John
been a
Smith if
crazy
you ain't?
fucking off season.
That was
Why
dumb.
don't you trade John Smith if you
Contract.
didn't have a backup plan already, bro? What the fuck?
Contract. It's the contract. John O. Smith got traded
It's
for
the
the
money.
contract.
It's the
Jalen Ramsey
money.
got traded for the contract.
Well,
Just
yeah,
like
I knew what Jalen Ramsey got traded for. He getting too damn much money.
think about it. Think about it.
Miami
I'm
finna
gonna
try
get
to
the
get that
same
Manning boy.
production from Darren Waller that I got from John O. Smith for cheaper money.
Miami about to tank so they can get that Manning boy down there next year.
And Miami
I
finna
doubt
tank,
that.
and don't be surprised if somebody like Bill Belichick gonna be in Miami next year.
It's gonna be Bill Belichick coaching on Manning.
Or could it be Mike Tomlin? Oh, no. You know what? I take back everything I said. If Miami gonna tank for a quarterback, they gonna listen. I take back everything I just said. If Miami gonna tank, they going for offensive minded head coach. They not finna waste no years of their quarterback. It's just like now. If Michael Penix have 2 good years in a row, saying this year and next year, just count Zach Robinson gone.
I been did that. I did that this year.
No, the only reason I ain't gonna say this year because look what happened to Bobby Slowick. Houston had 1 year and then he got fired. So I give Zach Robinson 2 years to show that he can groom Michael Penix, and Zach Robinson gonna have a head coaching job. It's gonna be a team that don't got a quarterback and don't got a system on offense. That's gonna allow Zach Robinson to come in and get his quarterback.
Since you said that, watch for a college team that's looking for a head coach. They're gonna be calling for Zach Robinson, get him off so he ain't gonna be recruit.
Now,
Damn.
ooh. Oh, I'm gonna say it like this: wherever offensive coordinator get Carson Beck next year, watch out.
Fortune Manny playing for his home team. If he go to the
Carson Beck.
NFL.
Yes. Okay. Remember what Cam Ward did in that same offense in Miami? I feel like Carson Beck's a better quarterback than Cam Ward.
Man, Carson Beck is big fucking goddamn disappointment. That's what he is. But he might his game, it can translate to the NFL depending on what team he go to, depending
Hey,
on who his coach is.
whoa! Watch this lob I'm finna throw. Let Lamar Jackson not perform and do what he's supposed to do. Don't be
They
surprised if Stetson Bennett or Carson Beck end up in Baltimore.
they gonna go back to a Joe Flacco style quarterback with
Can't
Carson
happen.
Beck.
Man, think
I
about it.
don't see that happening.
Think about it. If Lamar Jackson does not do what he's supposed to do, because then he can get ready to come up on the end of his contract. He signed a contract in 2020.
Oh no, I thought they gave him like an extension or
I
something
thought he
like
just
a
recently
couple
got a
years ago.
contract.
Yeah, he just recently got an extension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
ain't going nowhere.
Hey, but sometimes you never know.
Yeah, cause they can still trade away with him. It's a tradable contract, I think.
Yes. Think about it. I believe this right here, the last year guaranteed money from the first contract. It's been about 4 or 5 years since he signed.
Yeah.
Then they
Well,
giving you weapon after weapon after weapon. Oh, we ain't got no running game. We give you one of the top 3. We ain't got no wide receiver, but how many Hall of Famers did they gonna give you?
yeah. All right, man. We're gonna go around the horn, man. We're gonna give our lag goodbyes. Y'all say whatever you want to say. Get on that system. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, man. Go ahead, Georgia
Man,
State
you ain't
boy.
even say shit about the Hulk, bro. What's up, bro?
Oh yeah, the Hulk. Oh yeah, well, hey, let's talk about the Hulk real quick.
Let me go and get my last say so. Let me go and get my last shit out. I ain't talking about no goddamn.
Hey, we can
Hey,
say
hold
the
on
Hawks, so
though.
they don't want to talk about the
Thank,
Hawks. Let them get their
nah,
last.
nah, nah. It's just me. I'm from Dallas. Only thing I fuck with
Yeah,
Atlanta is the
Dallas,
Falcons.
he a Dallas
Yep.
Mary fan. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go
goddamn
ahead,
right.
Jay Holla.
My last thing, I got a bone to pick with you and Big Will. I've been trying to say this shit for the longest. Say, man, we're gonna have that them lost books topic.
Oh yeah, we do need to talk about that. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm I'm still early in my journey.
Uh
Um, I'm definitely open to talking about it,
huh.
but I'm still early in my journey, so I got a lot more research and homework to do.
Okay.
But I'm very much open to talking about it. That's something we got to come. We got to really like plan for that one because that got to
What
be
you talking
something
about?
that's carefully. That got to be something that's carefully organized, carefully thought out. The
Yeah.
lost books of the Bible, not lost books, but the
Just a
uh
conversation in that area,
yeah
or about the
yeah.
truth or whatever.
This one thing I can say for those who don't know the Bible or do know the Bible, the TV series Chosen on Prime. That's a hell of a series, man.
Excuse me.
That's a
I'm
hell
gonna
of a
check it
series.
out. I'm
It
gonna
goes
check
from
it
the
out.
beginning of when Jesus met Mary with Magdalene and James and John and Simon and Andrew. It go all the way back. And right now, I think season 5 talking about the Last Supper.
Okay.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm glad you just put me on to that. All right,
What
Will,
he
what you
what he
want to
say?
talk about with these hoes?
Chosen.
What he say?
He say check out
Chosen.
Chosen on Prime TV, Prime Video.
Chosen.
Yo, Chosen.
Oh, okay.
But what you want to talk about with these
We
hoes
close
though?
out. You ain't got to talk.
All right,
We ain't
cool.
got to talk about the house no matter.
All right, good. I'm ready to go. All right, who else want to say something? Somebody else give you final word.
All right, man. Y'all
Air,
already know. You
Georgia,
already
Texas
know,
boy.
man. It's your boy Georgia, Texas, boy. My final words. Hey, man. I'm getting everything into working, man, to get my podcast jumping off the ground, man. I got a few more
Okay.
tweaks, a few more stuff to do, man. I just signed up for my StreamYard the other day, so I'm just getting all my ducks in a row, man. I'll be ready here pretty soon.
Shit, that what's up, boy. That what we need. I'm telling y'all, man, Georgia, Texas boy. This boy, the way he retained information, I ain't seen nothing like it before. I'm gonna tell y'all like that right now.
Hey,
I
yeah,
ain't
you
seen it
already
like
know.
it before.
Rise up, man. The new era here, and you already know, Blackberry. Whenever
Yeah,
you
I
drop the
know,
link, I'm
boy.
on, man. I'm on, big dog.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all the love, and I'm there for you. I'm there for everything you do. Trust me. Um,
Yeah,
Larry,
what I
what you
forgot
got,
about
Larry?
old boy? What the name? His podcast.
Uh,
What the old boy? Damn, what the name is?
who that? Ooh, somebody else got a podcast?
Yeah, the one you told get a podcast, man. He always used to show up on your. Damn, why I can't think about his name right now?
Ooh, King Richie.
Yeah, I can't find his podcast, dog. I tried to find the thing so I
I
can
think he
subscribe to
he
it. I
had
can't
put a
find it.
he put a link in. He had put a link in the last line on the red pit. He put a link in that chat. If you go to that chat for the last line for the red pit, he put it in there toward the end of the show.
Yeah, I got
It
to
should
go
be in
on.
there in that chat. I'm gonna go on
Yeah,
there
I
and
tried to
I'm gonna
find
figure out how to use the community tab shit, and I'm gonna put it in the my community tab. I gotta learn how to do that shit though.
it. Larry, go ahead and give your last word, brother.
You there, Larry? Larry, you there? Hey, Larry. You there, Larry?
Larry gone. Hey, but y'all can find me with Georgia Rebound and everything, man. Getting on everything Atlanta sports on Wednesday nights on the usual, but this the off season, so I just go if we got some dude pop up, I'll pop up and do some shit. But yeah, man, y'all just make sure y'all go check out some of the content I got over there to pay. Y'all ain't make sure y'all like, share, subscribe over there. See what the hell we got going on.
Yeah, boy. And this will be the last time I put KeKe Palmer in the damn title, because apparently that turned a lot of people away from the damn show today.
Yeah, ain't nobody want to talk about her.
The hell with goddamn Google Trends and what it talking about. There's nobody want to talk about damn KeKe Palmer today. But even though I wasn't talking about her, she just part of the conversation. But y'all make sure y'all do what it do, man. Y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button, all that good stuff, man. Pay attention to the scrolling ticker at the bottom of the screen as well, because real soon here, and I mean really soon, it ain't gonna say stay tuned. The site gonna be dropped. I'm closing in on a date to drop this site, but y'all make sure y'all stick around for the promo at the end, because before I drop that site, I'm gonna give away some free shit. And like my boy Knight Rider love to say, everybody love free shit. So make sure you stick around for the promo at the end so you can see how you can win some free shit from your boy Blakberry. And I promise I am giving away to you. Regardless of what other motherfuckers want to say, Blakberry ain't really giving that away. Yes, fuck I am. And I promise you I am. And just like Drew Hill say, I never made a promise that I didn't keep. I didn't keep. Catch me on the flip side. Home team.
Home team. What's happening, home team? This your boy Blakberry Rex coming to let you know about the summer giveaway that we're having with the home team with Blakberry. That's Blakberry, no C. This is the K. If you want to be a part of this giveaway, have a chance to win some free stuff, you got to go to Instagram and subscribe to Blakberry Rex on Instagram and enter the raffle for your chance to win.